All right, guys, I'm live, and well, it's going to be a Valentine's Day special, basically. And if you don't uh, prescribe to the Valentine's Day crap like I don't, because it's basically a commercialized sex day. That's pretty much what it is. Oh, give her flowers, give her candy, and you might be able to get into her pants. Get her a nice, show how romantic you can be. You know what? Most males out there don't have a clue how to be romantic in a woman's eyes. That's because they read all those damn smut novels. And those smut novels give unrealistic expectations of romance. Yet, this is not going to be a show to where we're talking about um, big, huge, major issues all the time. It's just going to be me on live. And, well, this is your Valentine's Day present right here. I'm in well, it's your Valentine's Day present. This is a Christmas present a couple years ago, but it's a Harley Davidson shirt that I like wearing. Yeah, Eric gets his whole fucking Greek godly physique out there and has a nice suit jacket on and nothing else. I decided I was going to do a Larry the Cable Guy meets biker type of look. I guess the whole Breaking Bad thing too, because of the glasses and the yeah, whatever. So yeah, love Eric, love Mike, love Scott. Hell, I even just met Vincent last night. He's a great guy too. I am being. Oop, something dropped. Hey, this is real life, guys. This is not scripted or anything. I am being inundated. I am being introduced to another rabbit hole that I've never been. Well, I've avoided at all costs, and that is the corruption, the political side that is trying to destroy everything that I believe in. I've been in a different rabbit hole for a very long time. And I finally got to the point I was like, this rabbit hole's retarded. And it's the religious rabbit hole. The way religion controls people's minds and controls how they think or act or view other people that aren't part of their religious organization. My wife has a problem swallowing sometimes. You okay, beautiful? All right. I got her tongue stuck out of me on that one. She's probably not going to say hardly anything here, but yeah. Um, Thank you, and I do mean definitely thank you to all the people that have sent me information about the BLM thing. Basically, I'll put up all the links that I got, so you may be able to read it for yourself. But basically, all this information I got states almost emphatically that the BLM, even the FBI, the FDA, I mean, all these ABC organizations are not only unconstitutional, but they are under corporate control. Now, if it was American corporate control, yeah, we could deal with it, you know, but it's not America corporate control. It is under the Crown corporate control. Go ahead and research in the links and everything like that. I'm just going down this rabbit hole, so this might be old news to most people. It's not old news to me. It's actually making me more and more pissed off. And then I watch an old Professor Doom video talking about unplugging from the Matrix. And I found out in order to be able to take my child whenever he or she is born from the hospital, I have to register them with the corporate America, the corporation, the big corporation thing, and plug them in before I can even take them out of the hospital. I mean, they are forcing us, after we have a child, to plug them into the Matrix. I'm wittingly going to have to do that because I'm not going to leave my child in the hands of idiots, which the government is idiots, and Child Protection Services and all that other shit is idiots. The only smart thing they ever did, as far as I was concerned, is allow people like Lavoy Finicum to foster children, to show them what work is, to show them how life could be without running rampant on the streets. You're going to hear me talking. You're going to hear me saying a whole bunch of shit. I'm not going to ask anybody to come and save me because Scott is really busy. He needs his time off. And, well, Eric has got a nice wife. Mike has got a nice fiance. And everybody else has lives except me. My life is trying to bring the truth to you. My life is trying to figure out ways to get a job in an economy here in Burns, Oregon that is useless. I mean, yeah, I could go work for, well, no. I did apply to them before. The Subway, never got called. Even if I did manage to work for Subway, this wonderful piece of hair here would be gone. And then my chin would be seen, and yeah, I like looking like this. There's other jobs out here that very few, but a lot of them require a lot of physical labor, and because after my seizures, I can't do the major physical labor anymore. Hell, I used to do nothing but physical labor because one look at me, and they're like, oh, he's going to be a good grunt worker. And they put me into the hardest labor jobs. Builds up my muscle, but it's what I've been doing ever since I grew up on the ranch. Beforeitsnews.com, or .org, whichever it is called, is a great site to get some information, but so many people throw up just lots of conspiracy theories. They make up stories and stuff. It's almost getting to be the point of the Inquirer. But one of the things is they threw up the information my wife just showed me about. They were saying that it was posted yesterday in Before It's News that Burns, Oregon is under martial law. Well, guess what? Probably, but a very soft martial law. I can't. They haven't told us to stay home or any of that. I have Mike Sorora's. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. Mike Sorora, because until he decides to stop calling it Oregon and calls it Oregon, just think yin, and then Oregon, like an organ, but you go Oregon. That's how it is pronounced by us here in Oregon, and a lot of people in Washington, and a lot of people down south even further. But no, Mike, even though I've tried to correct him multiple times, decides to keep on calling Oregon. Well, fine. I'm going to keep on calling him Mike Sorora until he learns how to properly pronounce Oregon. Then I'll learn to properly pronounce his last name. Also, Sorora kind of sounds more exotic. But anyways, I'm in Mike's chat room because of the chat room stuff he's got there. I'm looking at it, and it looks like nobody's paying attention, which is fun. You all will get to the live chat whenever it gets loaded up or later. I'm watching, so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask. This is a Valentine's February 14th special, so even if you don't prescribe to it, if you don't even, I mean, if you believe, like we had one person jump into the thing saying, I don't believe in it because it's a pagan holiday. You know what? Every fucking holiday that we pay attention to that the Christians say, it's Christian, is a pagan holiday. Halloween, pagan holiday. Christmas actually was taken from a pagan holiday. Easter, pagan holiday. I mean, all those. And if you guys hate me for stating that, I'm sorry. Oh, we've got a viewer. Holy shit, we've got a viewer, guys. 2 viewers. There we are. But basically, holidays are holidays, and they've evolved bit by bit. And it's going to go way back into history beyond what a book that you believe in tells you. So fuck that. Every fucking holiday is a pagan holiday that has eventually uh, evolved into whatever religion you believe in holiday.
I can think of 2 that are not pagan.
Which 2 are not pagan?
4th of July.
4th of July, but it was actually pagans actually believe in it too. So they can consider that a pagan holiday.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, basically
Honoring our vets.
honoring our vets. Okay, 2 holidays. My wife corrected me on that. 2 holidays that are not pagan that she can think of. I've actually got quite a bit I wanted to say. Not, I mean, you got the BLM that is actually. People were asking, "Hey, I hear you got French mercenaries in there." You know what? I actually realized, why do they need French mercenaries to come in whenever they have paid American citizens to be mercenaries for the Crown Corporation? When you guys research the links I'm going to throw up after this live feed is done, when you guys research that, you're going to realize they've been paying American citizens to be uh, mercenaries for them. Why would they need to bring in Blackwater, Blackstone, or anything? They've got their own mercenaries right on the ground, and everybody thinks they're federal government employees. That the only federal government employees are like House Senate, State Senate. We had the oh gosh, when Supreme Court judge that died just recently. He was a federal employee. But the ones that the FDA, the NSA, the FBI, the BLM, the Forest Service, the EPA, or whatever, all those fucking ABC corporate mercenary groups are mercenaries. Now, here is something I want, and they're probably going to be paying attention to me. Here's something I want to say to the federal government. I know you guys can twist up, and this will be my price, federal government. It's very simple. I'm going to say it like this. I know you guys managed to mess up the lottery, and you guys can twist the lottery and make somebody win. Guess what? If I ever win big in the lottery, and I'm talking about, let's go 3.5 million. Honestly, this is what you will see of me from then on. So, guys, I'm sorry if I win big in the in the lottery, which I play once a month. I do not spend a lot of money. I get 2 tickets. That's $2. And on the off chance, if that is the case, then that's what you'll see of me. Now, until then, because I know it probably will never happen, I am going to be talking with you guys. Yes, everybody has a price, and I've got a family I need to take care of, and I got a log cabin I want to build out there in the country and completely disconnect from the matrix. Until then, until they allow me to, until they pay me off to do that, I am here telling you guys the truth. And they're not going to pay me off. They'll rather kill me or throw me in jail. It's that simple. So, 6 viewers. Holy shit, people are starting to get in there. Guys, there's if you guys can ever get a hold of this, I'm basically starting to read it. I'm not really good at reading factoids and a lot of wordy documents and stuff like that because I've been mainly reading science fiction, fantasy, things with a lot of vocalness. But there is a part in this book that is called The Secret Covenant. If you're going to make a new world order, if you're going to make an organization that has that, and for the 6 viewers, if you want to say something, Mike Soror Strikes Back chat room that we've all been using, go ahead and go in there and ask me a question if you wish. 5 viewers now, that's fine. Nobody likes me. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This Secret Covenant here, this is a very wordy. I'm not going to read it out to you. I might copy and paste it or find it and then paste it someplace so everybody can read it. But it is a very wordy, but in the end, a lot of the stuff that they say they're going to do, they're doing. They are, like I said, I'm brand new into the rabbit hole thing. 4 viewers. I'm going to run everybody off. That's fine. Everybody wants to see me and Scott talk or me and Mike talk. Fuck that. Today, I'm letting them have fun, giving you guys entertainment. Basically, it says, we will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere. Everywhere they turn. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicines. I mean, those kind of little things like that kind of in there just kind of make you realize they're doing it right now. Now, back to I have attention deficit disorder. I really do. My brain goes everywhere, and I try to rein it in. And it's possible at times for me to just keep control of the thought process, but not always. Effectively, guys, today is Valentine's Day, and if you don't prescribe to it, that's fine, but do prescribe to this. There are thousands out there that are prescribing to Valentine's Day, and this is the day for love, for togetherness. This is the day of couples. You know what? It is. But you know what? Every day is that. But today it is emphasized on. And when it is emphasized on, it is the same as Christmas, same as Thanksgiving. There are going to be, and I'm not lying here. Go research it. There are going to be quite a few suicides because people are alone. They feel alone. They feel like nobody cares. Nobody loves them. They feel rejected from society. Guess what? That's exactly the type of mentality most of the secret orders and everything that are trying to control us want those people to feel. They also want us to feel love and like everything's fine in the world for a day like today, so that they can just keep on pressing us into the FEMA camp slowly. I mean, right now, like I had stated with the FEMA camps, people were saying, last night, I believe it was. Oh no, we won't go to FEMA camps. You know what? The people, when they are hungry and they are besotted by riots and pillaging all over, if they have a chance at security and food, even if it's in a prison-like situation, they will go there. You won't even handcuff most of the people that will go because they'll think, "Oh, I'll be safe. The government's going to, the FEMA's going to protect me." Even though we're trying to get the information out there that yes, FEMA is creating basically death camps, and they're getting them big enough so that most of the population can be there. Even Scott showed me the lime pits, and I showed it to you guys. That is to get rid of the bodies so that diseases of rotting corpses does not uh, come about to the population they want to stick with. And if you guys heard that meow, that was my beautiful little girl. That's my cat. Honestly, if Scott feels like jumping in, he can. He doesn't have to. The invitation's out there. I haven't invited him yet, but he can contact me on Google Hangouts. I haven't heard much from Eric. He seems to be really, really busy. I convinced Mike to jump in, which that's great. For everybody who sent me emails or even just put the link up in the comments, thank you. You guys helped me get further down the rabbit hole and realize this has been going on for years upon years. And basically, I'll be Paul Revere. The British are coming. The British are coming. Oh, fuck, they're already here. They own most of the West now through the BLM. And they're not good caretakers. And not just BLM, but also the... oh, I'm down to 3. I don't really fucking care. I need to figure out how to block that off so I don't have to even look at who's listening and who's not. Most people have lives right now. They've got loved ones. My loved one is sitting right there, and she's content to listen to me talk like this. Fine. Gee, I don't know really what else to talk about, guys. I wish the chat room was more lively. I could definitely get some information out there. I know Spitfire put an old video up. He touched it up. He made it to where it's got areas that are main talking. I want people to know I'm here in Burns, and it is a long, long road to go before the issues here in Burns are dealt with. And down to 2. God damn, I just want to stop saying that. I need to shut that off somehow. For the 2 viewers that are... 1 viewer, there we go. All right, for the 1 person that's listening to me, thank you. Any questions you guys have? Oh, 2 viewers. They probably refreshed. Any questions you guys have? I wish I could make a chat room so I could listen to it. I do not have a phone that is shows up, so I guess we're out of the loop at the moment, guys. Everybody seems to have loved ones that they're dealing with, so I decided to throw this up, take a little bit of the limelight. No, not really. I just want you guys to know that people are saying, "Oh, it's done in Burns." It's not done in Burns. We have the Hammonds still in prison for bullshit. We have a sheriff that is unwilling to go after the corruption, and he is the ultimate authority here. But he was not elected by us, the people. He was appointed by a committee that I do believe just Judge Grasty was in. I don't know that for a complete fact. That is just a rumor, and also it is also a rumor that they did hold a meeting to elect a new. She's on that one, huh? Elect a new sheriff, and supposedly hardly anybody showed up. Actually, nobody except the committee. Do you know why? Because they didn't let the community know that they were going to hold a meeting to elect a replacement. They basically met in secret. They didn't let anybody know. Oh, they might have said, "Oh, well, we did give a notice, so we could go on the down there in the basement of the courthouse." Well, I'm sorry, most people didn't even know you had something like that. Are we supposed to go to the courthouse every day to see what kind of bullshit you guys are trying to pull? And if we start doing that, all of a sudden you guys are going to start posting it someplace else. You're going to have a website, and so, oh, well, we decided to make it easier, and we put it on a website. And when we find out what the website is, then they're going to try another tactic. They're trying to post things, say, yeah, we told people about it, but we're not letting people know where it is or that we're posting things like that. Plus, going to the courthouse every day is just a pain in the ass, especially for a lot of the ranchers. Because, I mean, I lived 45 miles away from the courthouse, away from Burns, Oregon, when I was a kid. And there's a lot of good ranchers out there that are being pushed out. That all the regulations, all the money grabbing, and all the other bullshit that the Crown Corporation is doing is really sure. Okay. Yeah, that was my cat, guys. Sorry. Actually, I'll pick her up and show her to you. Come here, Chacha. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Here is another little one I love. Look at her. She's beautiful. But Barb, Arizona, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I would play my harmonicas happy birthday, but you know what? I don't know that song on yet. And I don't want to ruin your guys' ears.
You say happy level up thing normally.
Yeah, but she said birthday, so I can't say she leveled up. And I don't even know if she's a gamer. So, happy birthday, Barb from Arizona. If you guys do not know the chat room, sorry, it's kind of like a safe basin for people who actually want to know things and the trolls not be able to just jump in. You know what? Yeah. I am going to go to my webpage. Nope. Fuck it, I don't care. All right, guys. Unless I can find other things to talk about. I might just cut this a little bit short, but it's weird. And unless you guys can tell me in Mike Soror Strikes Back chat room, if any of you guys are listening, what kind of things you'd like to talk about. Oh, it's also Arizona's birthday. Wait, a state can have a birthday?
Yeah, it's Oregon's birthday.
Today's Oregon's birthday? No. It's Arizona's birthday.
We became a state, yeah.
Today? Today is Oregon's birthday too? Okay, well, happy birthday, Oregon. What's left of the free people? And happy birthday, Arizona. Wow. Barb, Arizona became a viable slave to the corporation on this day, which is her birthday. If you really start paying attention to the bullshit that they're pulling, soon as somebody's born, soon as they get their birth certificate and their social security number, guess what? You are a slave to the corporation. That's fucked up, isn't it? Brenda Gibson. Well, if you're one of them that's listening to us, great. If not, that's all right. I just said you're them. She just jumped into the chat room. And Arizona is 104 years old. I think we need to put Arizona in a retirement home for states.
Our state was in 1859.
In 1859, our state became a state. Evidently, we're older than Arizona. What the hell? I thought Arizona. Okay, Arizona is one of the newbie states. Hey, Brenda Gibson, thank you for listening. It's the time difference between what I say here and what you guys listening to is about 5 to 10 seconds. So sorry about that. So any questions you got, Brenda? Or Barb? Or somebody? I mean, I'm wanting not to just make this a little short thing. I want this to actually be a live show to be able to end. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to give out my phone number because I don't want a lot of people to know it. And if I can get a hold of the line that, like what Pete Santilli used or what Eric uses, you know, that call-in line, press in the little number to say which one you want to listen to, that I'm planning, I would get going if I can figure out from them. So, yeah, guys, I'm not really big on being able to give you a lot of information, just my view on things. And here in Oregon, it's not over, and it's not going to be over for a very long time. We are under tyranny here. It may not be evident. Well, it is evident right now with all the FBI agents running around, with all the blockades of the courthouse, Lincoln Junior High building that is blockaded up. The the jail is in that blockade, and it's like, holy shit. Oh, tell what you need to stay safe and be prepared for the upcoming, and she says poo hitting the fan. I say shit hitting the fan. Honestly, number one on the list to be able to be prepared and to stay safe is your heart. You have to want with your whole being to survive no matter what. And if that means that you push somebody over a cliff, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to do that if you want to survive. When shit hits the fan, we are not going to have this nice, polite society. We are going to have survivors that band together, and we are going to have the groups that band together. Imagine a good society that gets into a small group, like if you guys watch The Walking Dead, which it's showing up tonight, and I won't watch it until tomorrow because I watch it the next day on free things. It's the and my wife doesn't like it, but think of Rick Grimes. He tried to hold on to his polite society ideals for so long, and as you watch him through the seasons, he loses it. You haven't seen all of the interview with the Sheriff Mack. Let me finish with the shit hitting the fan, and then I will answer that. Okay, Barb? Basically, he slowly loses his polite society and he realizes it is survival. One person that actually goes from I'm just a survival to a survivalist, I'm just good old country boy. We're talking Daryl Dixon, to basically I'm a survivalist and I can teach this group how to survive. That's what we're going to have to do. That's what we're going to need. And that's where the heart is. It's going to be survival, guys. You're not going to be able to go and ask people for help because most of them will say, fuck off. Other things you need is learn how to make fire. Learn where a decent, safe place is, and each area is different. And honestly, don't hold up for too long. The more you hold up, the more you grow roots, and the less you're willing to move if you need to. You will actually start defending your home because you've been there so long, you feel like it's something that you need to protect. What you need to protect is the people with you, your children, your wife, your husband, your grandchildren. You need to protect them. You do not need to protect a place. You can always move to another place, get things started again. You'll want seeds, non-genetically modified seeds. Most of the time, seeds are just itty bitty, and you can throw them in a small backpack. You'll need a way to purify water, and you'll need a way to be able to get food, hunting, planting. Honestly, with how much of a survivalist I am, you drop me in the middle of a forest with a knife, or even this cool Leatherman tool that I got from my brother-in-law. It's a really cool Leatherman tool. You drop me behind lines with that, I can actually survive because I've learned so many survival techniques. I would love to be able to tell you guys about them. I would love to be able to give a big, long thing about that, and I might actually in the future. But when shit hits a fan, number one, you need heart. You need the will to survive. You need to know that no matter what, you will do what is necessary to survive. In a way, you have to just slosh off the constraints of polite society and go back to survivability. But that's my opinion. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 395. It's a lot of opinions. Each area is different. But you got to wonder, what is the main things you need? You need reason to survive, which is the heart. You need a way to get food, shelter, and water. Not necessarily in those orders, but you know what? Shelter is for safety and for protection from the elements. Food, you can't starve to death. Water, well, I'm sorry, we are water-based organisms. If somebody can figure out a way to survive without water, I would love to know that. Hell, I would love to know if somebody could figure out a way to give me gills. I'd go down in the ocean and you wouldn't see me for years because I'd just be down there enjoying myself. Now, as for the Sheriff Mac, the summarized part of that is really simply this. Our sheriffs are the last line. Well, actually, yeah, they're the first and last line of defense against a corrupt government, a corrupt federal government. It goes, sheriffs in their county have the ultimate authority. The federal government may decide to say, well, you have to do what we say. You know what? Wow, I had 10 viewers, jumped down to 5. Wow, they wanted to listen about survivability. I might do a few things on that. Vincent is getting a survivalist things going, so I might jump in there for that. But it'll just be my opinion. I won't have really great things on that. The sheriff is supposed to protect the people of the county from corrupt governments and from basically anything that would destroy their rights, would infringe on their rights. That is what the county sheriff is supposed to do. That's what Sheriff Mack was trying to get across. Now, somebody goes, "Are you there?" I'm just looking at something. Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. Like I said, ADD, attention deficit disorder. In the end, you're looking at the whole sheriffs being the last and first line of defense. They're supposed to protect us. If we stand up against like the FBI, and there has been cases where people have stood up to the FBI and had a constitutional sheriff standing right next to them, the FBI backed down because they couldn't do anything about it. Sheriff's Mack's organization, and I don't have the thing in here. Well, my wife just gave me her copy of it. I'm actually thinking about joining up to it. It is not just for law enforcement. Anybody can join in. It is the CSPOA, Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. He flat out said, and I believe him, because you can. There you go, Barb. I believe him because you can kind of tell when somebody's just blowing smoke up your ass. You get a tickle in the nethers. Anyways, he says that this organization is the only organization he has seen that has a chance to bring America back to constitutionality peacefully. Now think about that. A sheriff or a retired sheriff that has investigated rapes, murders, shoplifting, child molesters, so many horrible crimes, and some stupid crimes like trespassing. It's really not that stupid at times. Now, if you're trespassing to cause problems, then it's stupid. But if it was just an honest mistake, that's another issue. But the thing is, he has seen the worst that America has. He has been in the court system because he sued the federal government and he won. Think about that, guys. A constitutional sheriff sued the government and won. That's pretty damn amazing, isn't it? But the thing is, he has seen how the government is overreached, how the government has been sidestepping and slipping in extra bullshit. He turns around and he tells us that his organization is the only one that he has seen that can peacefully get America back to the constitutional basis. He has seen the corrupt. He has seen the deprived. And he is still trying to do it peacefully. He talks. He lets you know your rights. And honestly, I wish Sheriff Ward was there. I did not see him. If he was hiding in the back room listening, thinking, I hope nobody sees me because Daddy Grasty didn't give me permission to get here, but I want to hear what a good sheriff's about, then I applaud him for having enough balls to see it. But he wasn't there. Nobody saw him there. He was probably too busy bootlicking. I'm going to do it nicely because he is my sheriff here, and he can fucking Grasty could get a fucking stick up his ass and go, yeah, I want you to go take care of that guy. Because he did state that Grassley did say to Ward before Pete Santilli leaves this county, I want to see him in handcuffs. Guess what? He's in handcuffs. He's in prison. Grassley gets what he wants because he's got a lot of power behind him and because he has manipulated this county for a very long time. And he pretty much probably was the main reason why Ward got elected. Now, Ward is a veteran, and honestly, if Ward is listening to this, I want to let Ward know you made an oath, and nobody has ever taken that oath from you. You made an oath to protect the Constitution, protect America from enemies, both foreign and domestic. Because I've seen you in the American Legion. You were there. You are a member of American Legion, which is basically an organization of veterans. All of them have made that oath, and nobody relieved them of that oath. So unless you stand up like I'm trying to do here, this is the only way I can stand up. Well, I can actually physically stand up, but then you get to see all that hair, and that's not a good thing. But I am making my voice known. This is a way I can fight against enemies, both foreign and domestic. You are our damn sheriff, Ward. You have Constitution behind you if you have enough balls. If you actually are an honorable man, you are a vet. You are a veteran. And you are a sheriff of a county. You have ultimate authority to protect people in the county. You have a duty, as my wife said, to protect the people in the county. You have sworn on the Constitution. You have sworn an oath to protect against enemies of foreign and domestic enemies. You know what? That's the issue. What'd you think? You were going to be part of the Andy Griffith show and be able to walk around? Hey, yeah, how you doing? Oh, we really don't need that kind of issue here. I loved Andy Griffith. But you know what? You're not going to be that way because you need to be strong in a time of crisis. I can honestly tell you, Andy Griffith, if he ever had to deal with this kind of thing, he would have basically told them, no, this is my area, go back home. I'll handle these people at the refuge. I will talk to them. I will find out their grievances, and I will research it and find out how to set it right. You instead was like, Daddy Grasty, what am I supposed to do? Grasty goes, well, my little peon, my little minion, I want you to let the FBI in. We'll get a lot of funding with that. Just let the FBI handle it. Because honestly, it's the Crown Corporation that we're all part of that is controlling it, and these people are bringing too much attention. Let the FBI take it. We'll have minimal losses. A few, maybe half their lives are dead or in prison. It doesn't matter. As long as we get our funding. So just let the FBI handle it. And just like a good little minion, he ran off and did that. I'm paraphrasing. I am saying what I think happened. But you know what? Hell yeah, right there, Brenda. Barney would have done better, even though he couldn't shoot straight worth shit. It was still funny. in all honesty, this could be my last being able to talk to you guys, because if this gets into the hands of Sheriff Ward or to Steve Grasty, or if the FBI, which, hi FBI, I know you're probably paying attention since I'm a local here. You know what? They might come up with some trumped up charge or whatever. But you know what? If I do get arrested, I have this. These are all the medication that I'm supposed to take because of my diabetes, my high cholesterol, and my blood pressure. They'll probably find a way to kill me in prison if I'm there, because I'm actually becoming a voice for the truth and for freedom. And there are people that are listening to it. Not many. Thank you, the 8 viewers, which will probably jump down to 7 because they don't want to be like, oh no, I'm watching. No. You know what? Open your mind, open your eyes, and open your heart. The country is dying. I mean, how many cities didn't have a bad neighborhood 20 years ago? Very few. But you could still go down to that bad neighborhood and be like, hey guys, hey, I want to see what kind of things can I help out here. And most of those people back in those days would have been like, well, we would like to get a job or something, and you could help them out. Now you go there, and if you've got enough guts to go there into those bad neighborhoods, most likely they don't need a job because they'll hold you at gunpoint and tell you to give them money, or knife point, or they're just like, I don't have time for a job because I got 8 kids and all of them are on welfare. We are dying, people. We are actually dying. All right, Bob, nice to see you. Thank you for listening. And yep, Valentine's for anybody who's running off. I fully understand. You got loved ones you need to be with. And those who do not have loved ones, I give you this message. You have loved ones. You just haven't met them yet. You are not alone. You just need to let people know you. Hell, I'm what's known as an energy worker. I honestly believe, and this is where I was hoping that I wouldn't have to get into it. I honestly believe in a scientific principle that everything is made out of energy. And if you can open your subconscious and be able to communicate with it, even on a basic level, imagery, that you would be able to manipulate energy at a subatomic level. Guess what? If you guys do this with me, put your hands together and just start rubbing them back and forth for a while. I'm just going to do it for about, I'd say about a minute. You just do that for a while. Basically, you are building up energy. It's friction, but it's energy. And with that friction, you're actually focusing energy that is in your body to here. It is an old monk and Oriental type of healing. You know, the Mr. Miyagi thing? That's actually a true thing. Now you stop. You pull apart slowly and really focus to what's in your hands. When you push together slowly, you feel kind of a push back out of there. You pull away and it feels like you're pulling your skin, like you're pulling a glue or something apart. You push together, it's like pushing a almost insubstantial balloon together. That's energy work. That's it. Simple, nice and easy. It has scientific basis. It just hasn't been scientifically recorded yet because they don't have the type of instrumentation to be able to go even down to a subatomic level and watch the energy move without affecting it just by looking at it. But we're not going to get into that. I honestly believe for a very long time that it is us against them, and I still believe it. See, a lot of people think this is a spiritual battle. In a way, it is. Some believe that it is a biblical battle. That's fine. Some believe that this is the end times. For a lot of people, it will be. Because as long as the federal government, as long as the Gestapo bullshit keeps on happening, as long as the Pinkerton Act, you can go ahead and research it, is ignored, then people are going to lose their lives, like Lavoy Finicum did. People who believe in freedom, people who believe that they should be able to peacefully assemble with or without firearms. People who believe they should be able to say what they want on webcam, on the street corner, be able to assemble in a county building. They will lose their lives bit by bit. And if they don't lose their lives, if they're not murdered, like Lavoy Finicum was, then they will be incarcerated. Do you realize we have more people incarcerated in America for stupid little laws that are the federal government laws than we have for stuff that really matters, like murders, rapists, uh, drug dealers. And I believe the drug dealing is also a federal law that they put against. But luckily, like here in Oregon and in Washington and a few other states, marijuana is legal because states are actually giving their opinion. Sometimes. Whenever the federal government's like, we really don't care about it, we're not going to put too much pressure. And if I've only got 4 viewers, that's fine. Yes, I agree with that, Brenda. That's awesome. Honestly, guys, I am not going to be that great of a personality here unless I'm prompted by other people. I am telling you what I see, what I feel, what I hear. I am me. But I am somebody who's got the balls to come out and say the truth. I'm not mudslinging at any of the other alternative media. I know there's people that have problems with multiple alternative media. I do not gunsling. I do not mudsling out in the open like this. There are people that I will mudsling because I thought either they looked goofy, sounded goofy, they just seemed retarded to me, or whatever. And I will say, I stopped watching so and so. I'm not telling you to stop watching them. I'm just telling you to listen to the truth. You guys know the truth. And if you don't, if somehow you have been brainwashed enough to where you don't know what the truth is, I'm going to tell you a truth. And if you cannot see this as a truth, I'm sorry. I'm hoping that you'll eventually wake up. Here is a truth. This is a vaporizer. It is a mechanical and electrical piece of equipment that vaporizes, gives me some smoke, some vapor, and lets me be able to feel like I'm smoking without actually having all the harmful effects of a cigarette. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this is black. This little ring here is red. If you do not see that as truth, if you see it as gold and blue and all that other fucking bullshit, well, I'm sorry. Hopefully your eyes will be open eventually, because if they're not, when they do finally get open, it'll be in a FEMA camp. Right whenever you're kneeling down and they're about ready to bash your brain in because they want to save bullets. Seriously, basic truths are out there. You just got to look at them. You got to listen to them. And Sheriff Mack showed us in there were truths. Basic, unalienable rights that we can all strive to attain. He had stated if we only get a quarter of the sheriffs in the country to become constitutional sheriffs and stand for the Constitution and enforce the Constitution, then the rest of the country would have to follow. That is approximately 600 constitutional sheriffs. Do you know? That just by my estimation, there is probably a handful, 20 or 30 constitutional sheriffs out there? Now, the retired sheriffs from the old days, they're fine. Most of them are good old boys that were like, we're going to do it our way. And now, when you think of a sheriff, you're thinking of like Sheriff Mack or something. There are black sheriffs. There are Indian sheriffs. There are Mexican sheriffs, or Latino, whatever you want to call them. People who have Mexican ancestry. Sheriff is not a race. It is a job that you have when you're a sheriff to uphold the Constitution and protect the people of your county from federal oppression, from gangsters, from lawyers even. Seriously, there are lawyers that'll jump down and try to get you. And the constitutional sheriff can say, nope, get out of here, otherwise I will arrest you for trespassing into my county. They have the authority to do that. The constitutional sheriffs have the authority to kick somebody out of their county and keep them out. Which means I probably could get kicked out at any time. But you know what? I'm still going to tell the truth the best I can. If I get kicked out, I'm going to go over to John Day. I'm going to find a place there, get a work going and everything like that. And hell, I could even go to Arizona. Hell yeah, there we go, Scott. I know you're probably listening to this because for some reason you like listening to us. How would you like it if you had a roommate or a few roommates, or hell, just even a neighbor next to you living in Arizona, right next to those lime pits? We could go down there and figure out a way to destroy the chemical composition of the lime pits and make them inactive. That'd be cool. But anyways, I will go, if I ever get kicked out of here, if I ever get run out of town, I will find a place that has a constitutional sheriff. And Brenda Gibson, I am not going to give up for one show. But if you guys never see me again, it's because I got taken away. And after this show is done, I am going to teach my wife how to do this, so she can get up and let you guys know. So you guys know what happened to me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen for a while, because as far as the FBI, the NSA, the CIA and all them, they do not consider me a threat because I don't have a huge following. And you know what? I don't care about a huge following. If my video is reposted into Dallas Arn's uh, channel, if it's reposted into Scott's channel, Spitfire sent me a message. Oh, okay. Spitfire, if you're there, I actually did read just what you wrote. So thank you. I kind of figured you'd be pretty busy. Yeah, we do try to keep in touch, guys. That is one of the biggest things with being in alternative media and finding a awesome group like this. If anybody wants to get in with this, do research. Hell, start your own show and start finding truth. That is the big thing. If you want to be part of the Pete Santilli e-militia alternate media, because I will say again, Pete is our general. He is the one that got us in things and got us knowing which direction to go. Find the truth. Report the truth, just like Pete would do. I look up to Pete. He's 50 years old. He's a Marine, a jarhead, and I was in the Army. Even in our military forces, they're kind of pushing you to separate so that you got the jarheads, you got the wing nuts, you got the seamen. Yeah, in the naughty word. I mean, effectively, you got the different types of military. They kind of push you to separate. They're trying to divide everybody. But you know what? I don't care if you were a Marine, Air Force, or Air Force, a Navy personnel, Coast Guard, Army, whatever. You're a veteran. You were willing, even if you had a desk job, you were willing and trained to put your life on the line for America's freedom. You have an oath to protect this country from foreign and domestic enemies. You took it. And if somebody needs to wake you up to actually let you know that you took it, then we're going to try. But you know what? Pete Santilli is a Marine. He's awesome. He shows that he's a Marine the way he's brash and goes straight out there. I'm more of the sneaky type. You go look at any of my documents in the military. I was a 13 Bravo, a cannon crew member. I shot off those big, gigantic cannons. That's what's going to be in the official documents. What's not going to be in the official documents, because you have to wait 50 years before they are available. Even with this full transparency thing, this is to protect me, my loved ones, and even protect the government, is I was an infantry sniper. I learned that. I'm a nobody. But yes, I am trained to kill. The only thing that can go through my mind right now is only way I'm killing right now is with my words. That old song, killing me softly with his words. That song. That's all I'm able to do now is my words, because there's no actual war and I cannot put my actual physical skills in effect. And until there is an actual war, I will not go to violence. I will be completely verbal. I will completely stand up for my First Amendment rights. And eventually, I might even do the Second Amendment. But I'm poor, and getting a gun is fucking expensive. So eventually, I might get a little sidearm and get. But the thing is, right now, I do not own any weapons. In fact, I will show you the weapons or any firearms, I should say. I do have weapons. I have this. which I can make fully functional. I mean, it will still rip the shit out of you, and it might break eventually. I have my PVC pipe barding that I built to actually strap on my back. I have my swords. I am a blade person, guys. Yeah, this is so I can pull it out from the back. I've got 2 blades in one barding. This is a good survival tool in itself. Now, I'm live, guys, and I know Eric might be listening, might not. I don't care. Eric, you're awesome. You're a hell of a boxer, and you're knocking out the truth over and over again. Well, actually, no, you're knocking out the liars, the posers, and the bullshitters. Keep boxing away, man. No, I am not a ham radio operator because I'm looking at it this way. What happens if an EMP actually, if it's 3 miles up, a nuclear electromagnetic pulse happens? All of the United States will be fried, no electrical grid. And you know what? Figuring out how to operate a ham radio, not that hard. I already know how. I'm just not licensed as one. I do not own one. And I would love to bring them in, but they're enjoying their lives. I am without a life, guys. After this, I'll probably sit down and watch Resident Evil or find a show that my wife and I are following and just watch the series there unless something big is happening. I don't really have a life, guys, mainly because I've been out of work for so damn long and looking for work every fucking day that I can. I'm going to get back into the schooling that I've been doing. I haven't been able to with all the things that are happening here, with all the refuge taken over and all the military presence, the militaristic presence here in Burns, Oregon, will not allow me to learn about becoming a home inspector, will not let me learn the different parts of the roof, what every little piece is called, will not let me learn any of that because I'm too worried that I'm going to be almost done and all of a sudden shit's going to happen and I'm going to have to hide and stuff. The worry in the back of the mind is there and I can't learn. And yes, I understand that's what a Faraday cage is for, but the thing is, I live off of maybe extra $50 a month after all the bills are paid. I can't really invest that much. I'm trying to become a home inspector so I can get a business going. Guess what? No, sorry, Brenda. I'm just going to say this. Brenda, massages, back rubs, they don't work on me at all. If you know something, if you know the word Demach, it's black art or pressure points. And when you're learning it, eventually your pressure points get deadened. So, anyways, yes, Faraday cages, they're great, but what are you going to do for a power source if all electricity is out? Oh, I know how to make power. I know how to make a power source. I could actually charge my cell phone. You give me some galvanized steel. You get me some copper wire. You get me a nice tub of dirt, and get me some water. And guess what? With that and hooking up the wires in just the right way, I would actually be able to recharge my cell phone with that. I know those things. I'm a survivalist. But seriously, what do we need electricity for? We really don't. I think Brenda's the only one in the chat room. I think everybody else went out to go kiss, hug, and nasty stuff with their family. I have 8 viewers. Thank you, 8 viewers. I know it's going to jump down to 1 eventually quickly because I'm just rambling. Survival techniques. Like I said, heart is first. Then you need the basics. That's it. That is it. That is all you need to survive after shit hits the fan. You need to be able to protect yourself and those that you care for. In the end, you can do all the fancy gadgets, the e-tools, the water filtration systems. Okay, here. Jim Cox is in McDonald's drive-thru. Wait, are you in Burns, Oregon's McDonald's drive-thru? Enjoy the child's burger, because there was a story that they found human meat in McDonald's meat. Huh? Yeah, I know. We don't do McDonald's because I worked for them. I know the kind of shit that happens in there. Life Straw is awesome, Jim. Except what happens when that filter is gone? When that filter goes out, I will give you just the basics of a old-fashioned water filtration system. Get a hell, you could do it with a can. It wouldn't be that much water that you filter, and it'd take a while. Sorry about the noise. You could have a can. Fill up here with loose gravel. I mean, small loose gravel. Well, no, reasonable thick gravel. Then you have sand, coarse sand, fine-grained sand, coarse grain sand, charcoal, fire pit charcoal. Just making a fire, you'll get it. And you basically have small gravel, medium gravel, and thick gravel. You pour the water in. You have holes cut in the bottom here. Have a cup underneath of it. That water will be pure, really pure. It is a natural system. And there's a lot of different ways to put the different sediments in there, or different filtrations, but that's what I use. And you still need to boil the water. Boil it before you drink it, unless you are in a life or death, need that water situation right now. Now, I might get sued by McDonald's for saying what I said, but there is a news feed out there somewhere that the meat was tested in the packaging plant, and it had human DNA in the meat. Yep, and it was a McDonald's packaging plant, processing plant. I don't, well, one of the reasons why I don't have a Live Straw, one of the reasons why I don't have all any of those fancy gadgets, this right here. Don't have enough of it to actually go after stuff like that. So I learned it the old-fashioned way, to do things the old-fashioned way. I don't have enough money, and I don't make any money except, like I said, $50 a month to play with. If I'm lucky. I am in government assisted living. I do have food stamps. But luckily, I'm able to get electricity and internet and other bills that are personal life bills that I'm paying off, which are, it's a debt I'm paying off bit by bit. In the end, I have hardly any money left over. We are not living in the lap of luxury. Hell, I'll even show you guys this real quick. just so you can see. This is one side of my computer desk. This is the other side. I'm not clean. I am not neat and nitpicky kind of stuff like that. Yes, we do have a post office in Burns, but the thing is, work is not here, dude. Work is not here. When the cancer of corruption, I said that in my rant, when the cancer of corruption came into Burns, into Harney County, and started taking over the different, oh, you can't log here, you can't do this, you can't do that. The organs, the vital organs, died out. And one of the vital organs is the sawmill that we had, the lumber mill. I have done eBay. The problem is I'm not the greatest at being able to get everything done like that. I have sold some things on eBay. I have done stuff like that, but I'm not really the greatest at finding what people are willing to buy. I am great at finding really good deals for myself, but to try to turn around and resell them, not the greatest. Hell, I tried to get a business started whenever I was years ago. And let's see if I've got the card. I doubt it. But basically, it was Savad Crafts, where I sew. Nope, don't have the card anymore. I sew. I actually do know how to sew really well. I can make things, I can mend, I can alter stuff. I had one person that was kind of a repeat customer. The main thing she wanted was to downsize some of her dresses because of chemotherapy and cancer, that she basically wanted to fill out the dresses again because she had lost so much weight. Oh, I did some drapes for her too. That business never took off. I made the neck warmers. I'm not the warmers, but the neck coolers with the you just soak them in water for a while. I made those. Nobody, and last summer was hot as fucking hell. Nobody bought them. Nobody wanted them. Thank you, Scott. Now, Scott, I'm asking you a question. Are you actually listening to me? Do, 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 do. Anyways. Yeah, viewers are jumping in and out, in and out. It's fine. Seriously, if you can get dropped behind enemy, or not enemy lines, sorry. I am behind enemy lines. Scott says, no, I'm not listening to you. If you can get dropped in the wilderness and you have all the skill sets that you need, and this is all you would need to survive, a blade, a decent blade, and a smaller blade. If you get dropped behind enemy, or I keep saying enemy lines because I'm here, if you get dropped in the wilderness without any idea where civilization is, and you can survive with just this, you will survive. I already did that cards on the bulletin boards, Brenda. I got one person that actually talk to me. Yes, Jim Cox, that is a good idea. The through the life straw, while you're building your distillation system, while you're building your shelter and stuff, you can use that to get your hydration. Yes, I do agree with that. Scott's not listening to me, or he's a liar, because I said are you listening to me? And he told me no. It doesn't matter. Scott is not a liar. He's just messing with me. Um, surviving, honestly, you need to survive. If you want to live, you need to survive. And that's not just, oh, that's an old country boy saying go out into the forest and just disappear for a few years. And no, I am talking about polite society. We need to survive. We need to make sure that we are, what is the proper phrase for that? We need to work together, know the truth. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter what you sound like, what you look like. There are people out there that want to know the truth. And if you can bring it out to them, do it. Because right now in polite society, telling them the truth is almost like getting naked and running through the street while school is getting out. I mean, that's what some people see the truth as. They don't want to see it. They don't want it near them. Just let them know, hey, yeah, I saw this great article in the news, and then I researched it and found out they're lying about it. I mean, just something simple like that. And people are like, wait, the news is lying about that? Where do we find out the truth? It just simple things like that. You let them know the truth in polite society. In our society nowadays, slowly waking people up is great. That is sometimes the only way to do it. Teach them to crawl before they walk. Teach them to walk before they run. And when they run, they are going to run like crazy once they find out how much they've been a slave. But you still got to get out there, guys. Don't stick with your own little book clubs and say, yeah, this is what the groups. Don't stick with your own little e-militia groups. I've got this in YouTube. Anybody. See, I got the right to bear arms. I'm bearing arms right now. Just like Larry the Cable Guy says, get her done. Anyways, I'm on YouTube letting anybody who actually is willing to listen know about the truth as I find. And if I get 300,000 subscribers, great. If I keep it at, and I'm going to go look at it real quick, so I know exactly how many subscribers I got, and anybody who's listening to that, thank you for subscribing to me. I do not get any money from it, and I'm not going to get any money from it because I looked at all the rules and regulations for it. It's very convoluted, and I wouldn't be able to use my my favorite, my opening thing because it's got somebody's song that I did not get written permission from. So I wouldn't be able to get any money as long as that was the beginning of it. Let's see, subscriptions. No, my channel. That's what we were looking for. I now have 110 subscribers. Wow. Only thing you need to have some really good subscribers, guys, is to get a radical, freedom-loving people to come over and set up camp in a government, a unconstitutional government land grab. All you got to do is that. I mean, they were peacefully assembled. They were speaking their mind. They were peacefully talking. They were holding on to their Second Amendment rights, but you know, it was completely legal. Even Obama had written in there he passed a law that said that a government places like the refuge, if they're claiming on to it, you can carry a gun in there. He did that, and then this happens. Now they're going after him because they carry guns on federal property. It was not federal property at all. Uh-oh, no need to talk about that. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. What? No. Anyways, basically, if you want to get subscribers, guys, just have a huge crisis happen right in your backyard. Because I got 110 subscribers, and you know what? If you all unsubscribe from me, that's going to be okay. I'm still going to be telling the truth. I thought maybe I'd get maybe 4 or 5 subscribers, but thanks to Mike, Scott, Eric, and Pete Santilli and Deb, my name got out there a little bit. I'm happy about that because now people can find out what's happening out here. Anybody, I even met Michael Emery. He was awesome. He's like me. Shaved it. I need to shave in the shower today. But no, guys. The crisis is not over here in Burns. Do your research. Find out what's really happening here. The Pete Santilli Show. If you go to his actual website, it will have. Pardon me for this for a bit. I got to get some phlegm out of my throat. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't want to hear me hawking up a loogie, but anyways, he's got documents from the Hammond case. Go research it. Let's look at how many times the Hammonds tried to go through legal channels to get problems fixed or concerns fixed, and look at it. It is a lot of information there, and it's going to probably take you all day to go through it all. I still haven't done that. And Scott, I'm not going to sing to myself because why? Oh, sing it myself. Okay. Yeah, actually, you're right. I could. I mean, come on. How many people would want to hear me going, I see bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's not that great because I don't have all the good songs and stuff in there. I'll see if I can alter it and stuff, but if I sing it myself, I can do that, maybe. We'll see. And I'm not going to do it Creedence Clearwater style. I see the bad moon arising. No, it's just too upbeat for what I'm trying to get across. That voice was just so ominous. I might have to work on it. I might do it myself. I might get a new one going. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Well, Scott, I thank you for listening. I don't know if I'm making you relaxed with this random talking here. But honestly, guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to try to get on my station here, my videos. Can somebody give me the link of, well, no, I shouldn't. There it is. I believe this is it. I'm going to give the link for those who are in there to Soror Strikes Back web channel, because that's just going to give Mike some more headaches, and that's going to be fun. But there is the thing. Go in there and ask me questions if you want to ask me any questions there. I'll ask it. You ask, I'll answer. It's that simple, guys. And without my glasses, this is what I look like. You all got used to me with glasses. My eye color changes depending on my mood. I'm getting a new cam to make it even more clear on what I do. Uh-oh. So how do we got? Do we got more people in here, or is it just me? Or just Scott and I? People got a life right now. That's pretty much it. It's okay. Lady Gaga isn't complicated, Scott. Come on. Oh, and all you people that are sitting here saying like, now this is going to be my opinion on this, but all you people that are saying like Katy Perry is Luciferian and the that whole dark horse thing, the symbolism, you know what? That's your right to believe that. You know what? I look past all that bullshit and look for the message behind the songs and stuff. Katy Perry has put in a lot of good songs. Fireworks, Roar. Actually, those two will actually get me choked up because it's letting the message out, letting people know who you are. I am letting my fireworks out here doing this. And this isn't even my full fireworks, guys. Seriously, I am telling you, I can do a shitload more. It's just not time yet. When the time comes to where I can let my full self show, it'll be a time we're fighting for our lives, guys. Kilroy? Anyways, I don't know Kilroy. But my fireworks are on low right now. I got little oh here, let's just give a little example because the fireworks from Katy Perry, she has like big bursting fireworks from the main people that she has in her video. My fireworks right now is that little sparkler thing, and it's going. That's it, straight from my chest because I am not giving my full 100% focus on this. I'm holding so much back, guys, and it's not time for me to release yet. But when I do, watch out. I am not lying to you. I am not misleading you. I'm not doing anything but telling you the truth. I am using one of my weapons, my voice, my charisma. Definitely not my looks, but hey, I've got a face for radio, just as Mike Sorora, because he still says Oregon. We ain't gone anywhere yet, but keep this militaristic occupation here, and we will be gone. Just like he says, he's got a face for radio. Actually, I think he's adorable. Those pudgy cheeks and everything. He looks like a chipmunk. Like he's got some things in his cheeks. It's so adorable. I know a lot of you females think that too. But anyways, I'm not picking on him. I'm just teasing him. Because Mike and I do shows as often as we can together in the mornings or afternoons if you're a noon show in Eastern time. The thing is, guys, let your fireworks be known. Let your abilities be known. If it's like Scott there being able to talk and like he does so much in our shows, and he researches, he does editing, he does researching, and he's doing a crap load to help out Pete in his case. All right, just give you information on that. Just that he is working his ass off, just like Lori, just like BSOTF person. I still want to know how to pronounce that so I can pronounce it. Besortif. Besotuf. We'll just say that. Besotuf. Anyways, we've got T Gray, we got J Gray, we got so many people that are trying their damnedest to help us out. That could be your fireworks. You may not be a personality that's able to get in front of the camera. You may be self-conscious about your looks. You may think that nobody's going to listen to you. I honestly didn't think anybody was going to listen to me. That's kind of one of the reasons why I got into Mike Sorora's show and Spitfire first, to see if anybody wanted to see me and hear me. And it turns out they did. Be soft, but the T is before the F. Sorry. Somebody messaged me, somebody who's really good, really nice, and I'll just give you a hint. He looks like a punk rocker now that he's got that mohawk looking thing. Just giving you a hint there. Oh, there we go. See, people still don't listen. But the thing is, it's really simple. I jumped in trying to get that information, seeing if anybody cared. Turns out a lot of people care. A lot of people want to hear what we say. A lot of people want to look at somebody and go, wow, they had the balls to do that. Look at that fugly little piece of shit talking. And I'm going to use your words, Scott, that gangly goatee, that stuff in the background that could, right on the other side of that window, could have a full mainstream media or a full field office. No, it doesn't. Because I'd rather speak the truth, and I hate sunlight. So, basically, guys, any other questions? Jim, do you have a question? Brenda, Scott, do you have a question? Those are the only people in here. Wow. And because it is my show, hell with it. I'm going to do this again because it's my show. Get the questions going. And this is my way of being able to relax. My cat absolutely loves harmonica. And if you don't like harmonica, sorry. Oh, dude, nice to see you, 70 Chubby. Yeah, you can just go. One of the things I wanted to do before, and this is serious, guys. This is serious. I wanted to give this to Lavoy. I wanted to honor him this way. When my dad died, I did taps. I did taps for my dad's funeral. The only other person that I have ever felt the need to do taps was with Lavoy, and I wanted to do it quite a few shows ago with Mike, but we got so distracted. This is my show. I can do the taps that with it my way. I haven't done it in a while, guys, so this might be off, but I'm going to try. This is going for Lavoy, for an American hero, in my opinion. That is for Lavoy Finicum. Great man I met just once, but has taken hold of the freedom that he lived and he loved and put it into each one of our hearts.
That's all I got to say about that.
Now, I got much more to say, guys, but it's my show, so I can say any damn thing I want. I love that. It's my show. Excellent. I will agree with that, Scott, on the disagreement. There's a lot of people that don't like the Eye of Horus all over the place, don't like the symbology that they interpret. But you know what? Look at the symbology that a lot of Christians have. Oh, I saw Jesus on a piece of toast. You know what? I saw a picture. Somebody had lifted the tail of the dog up, and the coloring of the dog's hind end, the coloring was, you could clearly see, it looked like a silhouette of Jesus. It was funny as hell to me. Because, yeah, go ahead. You want to look. You're going to look for symbology anywhere and everywhere. Why do they not look at the aspect that they're carrying around a torture tool as their symbolic savior? Seriously. I mean, if Jesus was had his head cut off by a guillotine, would everybody be wearing around a guillotine hanging off of their neck? Something like that. I got people lost. I knew they would. I'm just saying, look at this. Symbology is everywhere. If you look for it, it's the meaning you put behind it. The swastika is not a Nazi-only symbol. It was reversed and put as their symbol, but it was a symbol that was way before the Nazis, but most people don't know that. Symbology, you can see meaning behind it, whatever you want. I mean, you know this? This is the number 2. But when you do this, that is basically saying fuck off whenever you're in London. You do that here in America, and they're like, what are you doing? It's how you interpret it, how you view it. The truth is what is inside you, not what you see everywhere else. Subliminal programming, yes, it's out there. That's why I rarely watch TV anymore. I watch it off of my computer. And Brenda, thank you. I haven't played for a while, but I'm actually quite musically inclined. Guys, I'm not dissing on any religion or any symbology. I'm just saying, careful what you view it as. You see a triangle, somebody might see it as the beginning of a gay lesbian symbol that they have with the multiple rainbow colors. You see a triangle, people might see that as the beginning of a pyramid, or they might just see a triangle. You see an upside down cross. I see a carpenter that didn't put the cross up, and it just fell upside down because the top nail fell out or something. But a lot of other people think that's satanistic and stuff. You know what? I don't care about it. Symbology is symbology. But what is not symbology is that is interpretation on a lot of massive different levels, of beliefs on different levels. But what is true, what I really care about, is the Constitution. The Constitution is what we need to pay attention to. What is constitutional? What is not constitutional? As Chris Ann Hall said, show me in the Constitution where you can do this. I haven't had the chance to say that to any of the federal agents here. They haven't done anything against me. And I am not going to be big and confrontational to them because, you know what? I'm not peace sensitive. I do not have the big brass titanium coated cojones that he has. That guy just, oh, damn. And this will be a good chance to tell you, Pete and Deb need your donations if you're going to give donations. If you don't want to give donations, money, and help them out, go to their channel, subscribe, and like a few of their videos and stuff. They actually make some money off of that. That is their bread and butter. The more people that pay attention to what they have said or do say, the more money they can get. They're making money by telling you the truth, guys. They're not making up lies like the mainstream media. They don't have any funding except their hard work to bring you the truth. So go. I'm not going to get into big religious debate. Believe me, this channel when I first started was going to be major religion debate. I was going to tear every religion down to its base core and say, look, we're all the fucking same. We all want to be treated decently. We all want to have some type of immortality. And we all want to have something to live for and have a reason to go on. That's what I was going to do with this channel I made a few years ago. Then this happened. And you know what? This is better. Because I can open minds up instead of closing them. As soon as you start speaking religion, sports, or politics, usually the mind closes. That's why I'm not talking so much politics as I'm talking about what I am finding as truth. It may sound like politics a lot, but it's not. I am not going to sit here and pray. I will have moments of silence for great people like Lavoy Finnecke. I am not going to start quoting scriptures in books because I am not going to focus my concentration on one style of person. I am focusing my concentration on everybody out there, every race, creed, and nationality. Everybody. Sex, sexual orientation, I don't care. You are a person. You have freedoms. That's what's important. That's what I'm trying to get my message out for. And I'm looking at message. And if Eric, if you're listening to my show, honestly, I don't see how you would learn a damn thing from me, considering I've learned shitloads from you. Basically, you, Mike, and Pete are like my mentors. So if you're listening to this, dude, only the best way to learn is to teach, right? So keep teaching us, because I'm floundering here. I'm doing the best I can, but I don't look as sexy as you do shirtless. I don't have that great smile that makes women go, oh my God, he's on. I got to look at him. You know, I don't have any of that. What I have is the charisma, the voice, and the extensive vocabulary that sometimes gets away from me. But I also have the ability to do videos like Speaking Simply on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to explain the basic problems here and what it means without going into the whole big, you're 3 miles down that rabbit hole. I'm trying to actually get people to come to the rabbit hole and be like, oh, that's a long jump, but you know, I'm starting to understand this. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole and see how far it goes. Fine. I'm trying to get people to understand the basics. Hey, beautiful bee. She's probably not listening. But if she is, can you tell me how to actually pronounce your name in there? I want to say Bisotif or Bisoft. Bisotif. I don't. Now, if it was ed at the end instead of the f, it'd be besotted. But you know. Anyways, I'm probably going to wrap up here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know I'm rambling. It's my show. Scott wants to. Well, fine. If you don't want me to ramble and you want this show to all of a sudden kick into high gear, get your butt in here. I can invite you. You want me to invite you? But I'm not the only one that rambles. Sometimes you get on that whole FEMA stuff. You ramble too sometimes, so we can all ramble together. We'll be the ramblers. Oh, I'm a rambler. I ramble round. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, look. No answer on that. Yeah, I'm probably going to be, unless Scott jumps in. I'm going to invite him just for the hell of it, see if he'll jump in. He probably won't. He's got a lot of work to do. He's probably working his ass off right now. Yeah, it's supposed to be his vacation time, but you know what? We can ruin the vacation time just by saying, come on, join us. Now, let me see. Where is it? Oh, I am inviting him. Anybody else want to see him jump in? Yeah. Yeah, let's get a kitchen band going. I can do the harmonica, and I can also do what a lot of people know in the peanut gallery, Charlie Brown. I can do this. It's called a jaw harp or Jew's harp or whatever you want to call it.
Seriously?
Holy shit, there he is.
Seriously?
Hey,
You're ruining my Valentine's Day with The Walking Dead.
Oh wait, you're doing The Walking Dead. I'm kicking you out of this now. If you're doing The Walking Dead, that supersedes freedom. Let's go.
It's funny. You were talking about the survival stuff a little earlier, and was watching that, and your points were very well associated with what I was seeing, and here's the thing, is that the thing that I love about the zombies is that a few years ago we had the Georgia Department of Transportation that actually came out and had the signs outside of Atlanta, prepare for zombies or zombie attack or something of that nature. But the kicker of it is if you're prepared for zombies, you're prepared for anything.
Pretty much.
So it kind of actually makes sense that would be one thing. Oh my God, my hair is out of control.
You got that punk rock going, man. You got the punk rock going.
So it kind of is. It's kind of that worst case scenario. By the way, did you see the two hurricanes that were right north of Australia that combined and then created a super
Mega
hurricane?
cane?
Yeah, mega cane. That's Christmas, right?
Yeah, something like that. No, I didn't hear about that. Go ahead and tell us about it.
And my comment about you rambling wasn't that you were rambling. My comment was that you were rambling nondescriptly into a direction that we were all kind of sitting there going, all right,
this loser's coming off his rocker.
Back on, bring us back on point, get us back to a direction. There's no issue with rambling if you have a direction.
And just for you all to know, go ahead, hon. Come on, this is my beautiful wife here. Sorry.
So
was-
happy Valentine's Day. I'm glad you've got somebody to squeeze afterwards. And I'm a little disappointed that she's allowing you to do a live broadcast today.
Otherwise, we'd be just sitting watching TV. Her and I have the type of relationship that just being close together, just being in the same area for a few hours a day kind of thing, is enough for us. We don't have to do the big romantic stuff.
I want
Well,
you
that
to
makes me.
video games.
Yeah,
So
she'll watch me play video games and enjoy the hell out of it.
That is so sweet. It makes me sick.
Exactly. Well, hey, you like spending time with your four-legged furry friends there?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? And actually, I plan on doing the standard Valentine's Day thing, which is grab the guns, run down to the range, and see if I can't get a few rounds off. You know, it's good for the soul.
Yep,
What was
it
your
is.
By the way, I think we have the same tank. Do we have the same tank? Are you
I
running?
have a Subvox Mini, Subox Mini.
No, the tank.
Oh, the basically Clearmizer? Yeah.
Oh, okay. That is a little different. It looks the same. It's got the same design. TBF4 is what I'm running. Looks the same. At least it does on the camera.
I'm trying to find the writing and hell with it. I got the atomizer itself. Sorry guys if you're getting all distracted by this, but I have ADD. I stated that, and I will ramble. I did state that I would get off subject quite often.
Right. Oh, and about okay. So it was interesting that you actually brought up Katy Perry because last night I don't remember what I was doing last night. God, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and somehow I got onto a binge watch of everything from Lady Gaga to Katy Perry to never mind. Anyways, point was is I just started looking and watching those videos, and it even to the point that I watched the making of Roar. I love the words in it, but there's a difference between seeing symbology and creating symbology, and I really want to bring that out. Going and seeing Jesus's face in a grilled cheese sandwich is one thing, because you A, did not create it, but B, you're seeing the hand of God in the world around you.
Even on
That's
the dog's
one-
butt?
Right, exactly. That's one side of it. When you actually get these individuals and you start seeing the symbology that they create and that they're putting out, they're inherently creating this symbology. So when you see them do this, or you see the one eye, that's what they're cognitively doing. And you have to ask yourself why.
Well, yeah, exactly. Ask the self why. Are they being part of a satanic cult, or are they actually aware that some of those symbols, like the Eye of Ra, now by a lot of people are viewed as a very maleficent, evil symbol, but it originally was a symbol for wisdom and for
And knowledge, yeah.
yeah, and then you've got the covering up the eye.
Well,
You've
but
also
here's
got Woden, the father of Thor.
But here's the thing: it's just as you said about the swastika. The swastika was not inherently a bad initial emblem. It's what it's created to be, and the intent that's given behind it after the fact, and that's where the Pinto was not created to be a bad car.
Neither was the Gremlin.
Right. It's what it became that we have to address, not the intent of why it was created.
But you also got to understand, like with a lot of those symbols,
Right,
the
exactly.
intent is changed by other people, making other people see it in a different way.
Right, and I am not disagreeing with the fact that like for example, the Roar song is awesome. I love it. It's kind of that. Hey, it's become Eye of the Tiger for the next generation. It's that
Yeah.
that empowerment song. I love it. Watching some of the things that is in the visualization of it, not always that. It's not. It could be taken a few different ways, and again, we know that the programming is out there. We see the programming in a lot of different venues. And the question of it is this just things that we are seeing to find the witches in Salem, or is there something more to it? Because it could be both ways. That we could just be way down the rabbit hole, and there are many, many different things that we're overlaying and we just are associating with. Or is there some meat to it? And that, I think, is the eternal question. Or the third option, is she literally doing some of these things just to get along,
Right. I mean, there could be that. I mean the I don't like rap. Anybody who loves rap, I can't stand rap. If you like it, that's fine. One of the reasons I couldn't stand it is while I was being trained, some egghead in the military intelligence thought of, hey, there are some basic beats in just you do beats at a certain time in a certain cadence and or a certain way, and it will bring out the more primal side of your subconscious. And I was trained under that. I was trained to shoot. I was trained to hide. I was trained to punch, kick, take somebody down, slash their throat. I was trained that way underneath that sound through the sound system the whole time I was trained. I get out, I start listening to rap. I used to listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. I used to listen to Tupac, and I mean, I was listening to him, thinking, "All right, this is not bad." After my military training, I got out, and all of a sudden, I start hearing rap, and that subconscious thing kicked in, and I had to use all my will and my meditative ability that I've formed to not grab something like this or something like this and start looking for somebody to kill, because I was trained as a killer. And it turns out, yes, a lot of the rap beats and it touches your subconscious and makes you upset, angry, or wanting to.
How long ago were you in? Because we were not.
96, I went in, and I got out in 97 because Clinton decided to downsize the military.
Well, that's why I got in. You were in the same army that I was in, and we didn't train that way. We
This was
trained
special
to
training.
we trained to breath control, but we were definitely not trained to music. That's
This
interesting.
wasn't music. This was in the background, just stuff like that. There was even until I got control of it. There was even some rock songs that I liked listening to that had just some of that cadence in the background that I was like, ah. I mean, that's what I had to deal with. And then I started once I got past that and I started listening to a lot of the words. I'm sitting here going, wow, we have really destroyed the English language, didn't we?
Oh God, yeah.
I just honestly don't like rap. I can't stand it. It doesn't. Rap to me is retards attempting poetry.
Well, I don't see it as music. Uh,
Nope.
it's a cadence, and we both know cadence style.
Sound of 1, 2. Yep.
Right. It's very much about that programming uh, of the soldiers to fall in line and to step on the left foot, step on the right foot to do things and to pick up that mental programming that we're used to, which is not necessarily a bad thing either. It's music should be the expression of thought and emotion. It should be something that brings out that creative soul.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Whenever I played taps for Lavoie, what did that make you feel?
I was just going to bring that up. Actually, I used to play taps on the cornet when we were in Boy Scouts. Every night we'd go to these jamborees and whatnot, these campouts, and kicker of it was is I'd bring my trumpet and play taps every night at 11.
I played
And the kicker of it was is word got back to my troop that some strange random taps was being played, and they wanted to know who it was, and I said, yeah, it's me, and it was so impactful to the group of troops to hear that, because it means a lot more to us than it does just to the average individual. It pulls at that heartstring. But at the end of the day, when we hear these things, that we have these emotional associations, that's something that we create and we bond to. I can't name a single rap song, rap lyrics that mean anything to me. Not one.
Just noise in the background, basically.
It's just noise. It doesn't have any, but maybe that's just me. I don't.
Yeah, remember, we're old fogies. We're old folks that the kids are like, you just don't understand, bro. I love this music because it's so it tells about shooting up my homies and doing the drugs, man, and sleeping with as many bitches as I can. I mean, it's life, man. I mean, that's kind of, I know I did Valley Surfer thing, but I can't really do the rap attitude. I mean, come on, 50 Cent? I mean, what kind of name is that?
$half a.
I know, but that's 50 cents, not 50 cent.
It's still half a dollar. But you actually look at it. Go to country music, for an example, that everybody literally makes fun of country music. If you play it backwards, the guy he found his dog. Right,
Yeah.
you know the joke. But you go and you listen to some of Garth Brooks' albums, or Clay Walker. Oh my God, Clint Black.
Trace Adkins.
Trace Adkins. Some of the old country songs, they actually had some really good messages inside of it. That if you listen to it, and there wasn't any of the programming, there wasn't any of that subtle imagery. It was literally just not Walk Through Fire. My God, I have been out of the music industry way too long. Garth Brooks. What was it? Not Walking Through Fire. Somebody help me out.
Not Ring of Fire.
No.
No.
Ring of Fire was way older.
Way older.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're talking Johnny Cash with the Ring of Fire.
No, older than Johnny Cash. Way older. Hang on a sec.
Right. Okay. Yep. Just, I can't think of what you're trying. I already came up with one movie that you were trying to show off. The Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, yeah. You definitely helped out with that one because
And
that had actually been. Oh my God. No, it wasn't. It was somebody else. Not Johnny Cash. It was. My God, he played. Uh, oh my God, it's gonna come to me eventually.
Then you're gonna kick yourself in the ass because
Yes,
you
it really will.
can hear her that easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got a good mic.
Oh wow! And the mic I got, I'm just going to show real quick. This is the mic I have. I don't know if you can't see it. We're shit, but it's right here. Yeah,
All
you
right.
can't see it.
So everybody not in the chat room, but everybody's attributing Ring of Fire to Johnny Cash, but there was somebody else that
Uh,
sang it.
it not Dwight Yoakam, not Williams. Was it the last name Williams? No, my dad had Don Williams, of course. Yeah,
I fell into a ring of fire.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of either. There's oh crap. Crap. No, not Hank Williams either. Old. Oh my God.
It's not Don Williams, though, right?
No.
We're all like, okay, what is it? Come on,
It's literally on the tip of the tongue, and
Marty Robbins.
it's the it's
Ring of Fire song. She looked in with.
think cigar smoking. Think God. Think. It's killing me. Never mind. Okay, let's move on. It'll pop back into the mind. Anyway, so you get to good old country music, and I don't mean old as in we're old. I mean you get to actual country music in which it's not necessarily about sex or stealing or cop shooting or any of these social issues. It's literally about relationships or how to succeed in life or how not to succeed in life. I mean, they the tempo and the design of the lyrics is literally about things that we can listen to and either find useful for ourselves or useful for our society.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm absolutely not able to find that in most rap. I can't find it in rap.
Right, but if you think about it from a New World Order uh, stance, you want division. You want people not to go back to the basics of caring for the community, caring for each other. Which there was a lot of '80s rock songs that were talking about stuff like that. The '70s, the country music, even alternative rock. A lot of them sung songs that were talking about, let's work together kind of attitude. But you get into rap, and what you're hearing is, I'm a tough mother effer. Well, it's my show, so fuck you. Some tough motherfucker. And I am going to beat you all up, and I'm going to have my drugs, going to have my hose, and I'm going to use my Glock or my 9mm and shoot anybody who says any different. Basically, it's showing it. In a way, I see rap as a tool to dumb down society and make them almost to the primitive, standoffish, we don't care about anybody but ourselves type attitude.
Yeah. And that's
And
that's where we're actually getting to with a lot of what we see everywhere. Did you get the chance to watch the sci-fi miniseries Childhood's End?
Childhood's End.
Yeah.
I have never heard of that. I'm going to put a little note down
I'll
because it's a miniseries. I love
yes.
miniseries. I love lots of series. I even put a reference to Firefly.
Oh, I have always
Right,
loved
I put it
Firefly.
because we had a guy in here that his picture just automatically reminded me of the saying, "I'm a leaf on the wind." His picture
Okay.
almost looked like Wash. I was like, "Oh, dude," but nobody got it. Nobody. I was like, "Holy, come on!" So, Childhood's
So
End.
yeah, there's 3 episodes, and I'll link you it. The kicker of Childhood's End is, and I'll try not to decrease the spoilers as much as possible. It was literally in your face with the reveal, with the programming, with the subtle hints of what they were planning on, and it got to everything from mind control to RFID chips to uh, psychic telecommunication, psychic communication between individuals, to genetic modifications, to aliens, to uh, destroying Christianity by who the aliens look like. Yeah, it was the 3 episodes
Trying to
was
get the full conspiracy theory stuff all into those 3 episodes,
yeah, it was literally like, okay, guys, your point's not so subtle.
huh?
Thanks. Have a nice day. I mean, my after the first episode and when I started the second, my jaw dropped, literally jaw dropped. So if you get the chance, if you can find it, I linked it to you. If you can find it, watch it. If you can't, let me know, and I'll show you where to find it
I've got a
online.
lot of things I'd watch free.
You,
A lot of
you,
sites I can watch free.
yeah,
Speaking of the conspiracy
but
theorist thing,
you need to watch this today.
I will watch it today. This conspiracy theorist thing that we have been demonized as conspiracy theorists, but you know what? I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a conspiracy revealer. That's what we're doing
Oh,
here. We're revealing the truth of the conspiracy to the people.
let me ask you a question though. Why would they go and demonize us?
Because in the past, conspiracy theorists were able to pull a bit from here, a bit from there, a bit from down here, and a bit from over here,
Yeah,
and put them all together and say, hey,
you
this
gave a
is true.
methodology. You gave the methodology of what a conspiracy theorist is, but why?
Because
With
they were able to find the truth and let people know.
bingo. What's the difference between a police detective and a conspiracy theorist?
One's paid by the government.
A badge.
Oh,
That's it. What a police detective does is they go in and they start trying to investigate a crime. They start looking at ties and bonds and aspects of the crime to find out who was involved and how many were involved. Same thing that we do, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Only difference is we don't have a badge to get with. We don't have a badge. So they when we started looking into things like the assassination of JFK, and we started looking into the reason why we're in Vietnam, or these different aspects, they started to demonize conspiracy theories as just crazy wackos, the Area 51 wackos, the whatever it happens to be, which is kicker, because we are about as unique across the board. You'll have one guy, BP Earthwatch, who is all into science and weather, and he will minutely hit on current events. But what he is really on is the Earth, the solar system, things that are coming in. He's very much a natural conspiracy theorist. You see where I'm going?
Yes, I see exactly where you're going on that.
Whereas you get somebody like Pete, who is very politically oriented. They are two different individuals, night and day, 100%, 180 degrees, completely different in what they focus on and what they agree on. And the kicker of it is that they lump all of us into the same grouping and say we're all crazy.
Because
Yet
we're
at the end,
revealing truth.
because we're revealing truth. But at the end of the day, those that can't accept and can't look at what the facts are that are being revealed, those are the individuals that are literally sucked into the MSM and have no ability to think outside the box and take in additional facts that they are not spoon-fed by CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. And that's what we are fighting against, is the individuals that are literally spoon-fed their information by the powers that be that have bought and paid for it. Yay for conspiracy theories.
You know what? This is basically, yeah, you are going to have people out there who think we have lizard overlord people. That strikes a lot of V for Victory TV series that was out a while ago, and they brought it back in. No, V for Vendetta is totally different.
Totally
V
different.
for
And
Victory is the series.
I really like the refresh of the miniseries. I thought they did a really good job with
Oh yeah.
with
But
what
the
they were
thing
doing.
is, here's a
But
question.
you and I grew up in the 80s,
Yeah.
70s and the 80s, and in the 80s when V and V the Final Battle, they played that every year as a special miniseries.
Yep.
Every year, and it was generally right around July or August, the entire week, and we'd sit there or I remember sitting there, and every year I'd watch it, and parents were like, "Why are you watching this thing again? It's V." And when she ate the rat, it was it was
Yeah,
very
I think
very impressionable
I
upon
think they
us.
took it down because it was showing how overlords can act and be all nice and everything, and then when people find they can overrun the overlords. And the corrupt government's like, we really don't want people to be able to come together like that. So we're not going to show them shows like that anymore.
Well, the question though is, and take this down the really deep conspiracy rabbit hole. All right? Individuals like George Orwell, Robert Heinlein, even Spider Robinson. I don't know if you've ever read any of Spider Robinson. By the way, if you get the chance, freaking phenomenal books. He's a recent author, and it's spelled Spyder, Robinson. He's got Callahan's Keys and really enjoyable books to read. It's kind of like a new Douglas Adams. But the concept of it is that I want to bring out is, are these individuals actually getting information to express reality, and they're trying to do it in a way that we can digest it? Or are the individuals that are behind the scenes actually utilizing it as a guidebook and a rule, a set of rules, a tactical layout, an op order? Are they, which came first, chicken or the egg? Because there's too many things that are spot on in a lot of these books and a lot of these publications that we're sitting here now in the year 2016 going,
Yeah, I can see that. Well, there's also a possibility enough people read something, their mentality changes to kind of bring that across. I mean, my wife has seen it. I'll watch Elementary or I'll watch Sherlock. And because I am what I call a chameleon, I will actually, my mental process will switch, and all of a sudden I'm seeing things uh, in the mode that they do. People I identify with, people I like on TV shows, I will actually start, in a way, mimicking them. My deductive reasoning after watching Elementary kicks into overdrive, and all of a sudden I'm putting pieces together of things that
Ooh,
I normally wouldn't. But because I've seen it just recently, my brain's like, haha, we can do this, and it doesn't.
I wanna mimic one character, if you would not mind. I personally, in my own perspective, would like to mimic Doctor Who, please.
Oh, yeah. Allons-y.
Just saying, if I had the ability to mimic just one fictional character, that is the individual that I think, and I see it on Facebook a lot. And yes, I know it's Fedbook, but I see it on Facebook a lot, and it will roll a couple of individuals, everybody from Darth Vader to Indiana Jones, and it'll be like, choose the individual that will save society and choose wisely. And the Doctor is always one of them. And I'm like, guys, it, you can be a Trekkie, you can be a Star Wars fan, you can be a Lord of the Rings fan, you can be whatever you want, but the Doctor trumps all. Just
Yep.
for the record.
In my opinion, it does too. And have you ever told somebody to run?
I love, and it's funny. I loved that Doctor, and I forget his name, but I loved that Doctor in the reboot. It had been. I grew up on Doctor Who.
Which one? Was that the one with the leather jacket?
Yes, it was the short blonde with leather
Yeah,
jacket,
Rose.
and I loved it. I was sitting there with my ex-wife. We were watching it, and she's like, "Why are we watching this?" And she never did get British humor. She doesn't get dry jokes. I grew up like probably you did on Faulty Towers and was it Still Waiting or Are You Waiting? Anyways, but grew up on that style stuff. My doctor was the individual with the scarf, and I
Okay.
know somebody will tell me in the chat room who that individual is. But it was the trench coat with the scarf, and that was the doctor that I grew up with. Before that, I saw them, but anyways, point is the doctor is the doctor, and you kind of get that separation of the actor from the role. When they rebranded Doctor Who, and I watched that first episode, and
One
you're
with the
right,
mannequins.
and you were spot on. The first words out of his mouth was "Run!"
Run!
That that was that was just perfect, absolutely perfect, and
Favorite
has
scene my
had me
wife says.
locked in without question ever since they rebranded it. I guess in 2006, 2007. But yeah, and I've loved every Doctor that they brought out. I'm actually looking forward to the next female Doctor.
I'm just kind of sad that this current doctor is going to be getting redone, but I have to say the special where they brought all the doctors in at once
Yes,
was just
that
so
was.
amazing. I got chills off of that.
Oh, it teared me up.
The one you're thinking
It
is Christopher Eccleston.
That was the leather wearing guy.
it did I agree. It teared me up. I love what they're doing with it. BBC is really pulling it out. Not only just the revamp of it, but the ability of having the Christmas specials. I always look forward to the Christmas specials because they're off topic, they're off timeline. Well, it is Doctor Who, so they can go off timeline all
Time
they
is
want.
wherever he wants to go.
But there's still the old feel of it. The Daleks still look exactly like the Daleks did 50 years ago. I'm so sorry the
They're
kids
playing.
are fussing, but I love that they did not do what they did with Star Wars. Well, even Star Wars tried to not overwhelm us with changes. So the stormtroopers still look like stormtroopers, but they still modified a lot of things to bring it up to date. When you're looking at episodes of Doctor Who now, you're literally looking at the tech that they utilized in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. There is no difference. It's a little cleaner and a little bit more polished. But those Daleks are 100% exactly the way they were when they were
Yep.
first rolled out.
Even down to the plunger as one of their weapons. Now, another series that is British humor that I really liked was Red Dwarf. I don't know if you've heard of it.
American Horror Story?
No, Red Dwarf.
Oh, yes, loved Red Dwarf. Absolutely loved it. God, what was the song? I used to actually sing it in the army.
I can't remember.
I'm drunk and I want to go home.
They're dead, Dave.
They're all
That's
dead,
the one.
Dave.
Isn't that the one? I'm
Yep.
drunk and I want to go home. I had a drink about an hour ago. But, oh my God.
Oh, hold on. I could probably find it for you real quick.
They're dead, Dave.
Yeah, that's what my wife gets from it is, they're dead, Dave. They're all dead, Dave.
Now-
Everyone's dead, Dave.
Now, if you have not, I definitely recommend jumping into a series called Lex,
I've seen it.
LEXX.
It's awesome.
It is, and it's definitely worth watching, simply for the point that it does a lot of the satire of what society is about now. The very first episode had, not the first episode, the first real episode. They had a movie initially out that had different actors and different characters and whatnot. But the first real episode actually had Rutger Hauer in it. And the kicker of it is the individuals would get on something like the Wheel of Fortune wheel. And then what they would do is they would then vie for either drugs or loss of limbs. And you can kind of see where that is pretty applicable to today's society.
Yeah.
Supposedly the next doctor is going to be female.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying, and I'm just looking at who are they going to bring in.
You know the female that played in one of the episodes lately was the 12th Doctor?
Are you talking the one that's got her hair all off to the side?
No.
No.
Evil bitch that played opposite Doctor.
Oh, Missy.
Yeah, that's who's going to possibly be next.
They can't bring Missy in as the Doctor. It's impossible. Because Misty is the Master. Sorry, guys, if we're boring the hell out of you out of Doctor Who talk, but we are fans. We are fanboys. We love this kind of stuff. But
I mean, that's what I look like.
honestly, the whole any TV series, if you were kidnapped, who would you want to rescue you? I've actually put Elementary Sherlock, because he would know where I'm at, how many people are there, and how to get me out easily, and that'll be just basically like 5 minutes for him.
Okay, that thing you linked me literally had no real lyrics.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't. All right, I'm gonna go back.
Let's see. Hold on. Not as think as you drunk I am. No, it was one of the episodes, and they got plastered, and they're sitting there singing, "I'm drunk and I want to go home. I'm home and I want to go drunk. I had a little drink about an hour ago." Never mind. It was cute, and it was a playoff of the Jaws song that the captain was singing.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, yes, Scott, have you discovered any more FEMA sites? We got from 70 Chubby. Oh, from Jaws. Okay, yeah.
Scott's on vacation.
Yeah, Scott's on vacation, man.
Are you kidding? I am, and just sent Deb a note that said it's time to get back to work. So maybe today or tomorrow, we will all be back on track and cruising.
I honestly, and it sounds like it'll be a month or more before they're going to ever be able to get peed out, and that's irritating the hell out of me.
If they ever did that.
And it could be even months before he gets out. I mean, as long as they're trying to squash the First Amendment, right? Like that. I mean, I was out at the refuge myself, and when I hear all these new arrest warrants and stuff out there, I'm thinking, holy shit, am I next? Because I just went out there to see what they were about. And 70 Chubby, I don't know if there is lots of sites out there that are trying to find all the FEMA camps. And they try to find really big places that have, lots of room to be able to house a whole bunch of people. FEMA camps are nothing more than concentration camps. They're going to have someplace close that they can dispose of the bodies.
They'd never do that. Are you kidding?
The government never killed
Oh,
people.
well, also you got the Zika virus, you got the Ebola. I mean, these would be things for people, oh, we got a deadly virus that's going throughout the world or throughout the world. We need to have FEMA step up and get the healthy ones in safe areas, and the sick ones, we can dispose of their bodies when they die. That's kind of what the FEMA camps are about. Or if you just declare martial law, FEMA camps got you.
Sorry, I was looking for the
For the song.
red. Yeah, right, exactly. Man, I miss Red Dwarf, but I miss a lot of things that
It's okay.
we had as kids. And the memory definitely fades. Oh, speaking of which, so what's your thought about skewed timelines?
Skewed timelines. Are you talking quantum theory, or are you talking office shows?
I'm talking about parallel dimensions with regards to how timelines get skewed.
Okay, so we are talking quantum theory, where every decision you make creates an alternate universe
Right.
with a decision you made otherwise. And
Right.
if you go back and mess with the timeline, you're basically living on a different. And one of the greatest, if you're a Star Trek fan, the newest Star Trek movie series that's coming out.
You're already there. I love the fact that they went back and they completely shifted so everything is new and everything can be new.
And it's
But
still the same people. It's just new ways because their timeline was totally altered.
right. So now the question that I've got for you is, what is your input on it in today's world?
Today's world. If they are you talking? What is the impact of actually happening
Oh,
in today's world? Or I'm kind of
okay. So let's. Are you familiar with the Berenstein Bear theory?
not the theory. I'm familiar with the
How,
books.
spell for me Berenstein Bear. You remember them as a kid growing up, the books.
Right.
Spell for me. Actually, spell for me in the chat room how you would spell Berenstein Bear.
I'm horrible at spelling, so.
I don't care. But how you remember the spelling of Berenstein Bears. Actually, anybody in the chat room, spell it for me how you remember it as a kid. Not how I remember it.
You see, I can't
One of theories, but not how I remember it.
Yeah, I got another person added me to their circle. I think it was all the Doctor Who talk.
Berenstein.
Okay, this is what my wife says. Go ahead and say it again.
S-T-E-I-N.
Berenstein.
Then,
Bear.
yep.
Point is that is one of those that, right, that individuals have a very marked difference, because that was one of those books. Okay, so the Berenstein family came over from Germany in 1938, 1937, right around the occupation, right around the World War II. Anyways, but it was a marked point in history, okay? And they changed their name because when they came over here, they modified it to not be associated with German. Anyways, and this is something that everybody can kind of go in and dig in deeper. And I apologize, I'm way too much crap running through to
No
always
problem.
have everything straight up. But the concept of it is that when you start digging into it, you see that was a very marked time in our timelines. So I have a belief and the thought that when we get to major events, all of the multiple timelines, when you decide to either take a poo or not take a poo, they schism off, and we do have multiple realities. But when we come into events that are very marked by major world changes that impact everyone, and not just whether or not you take a poo at 6 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, but marked timelines, everything comes back into the nexus to impact everyone, because everyone is impacted in the same way. And then once that occurs, then it goes and it starts skewing off again, because there's not many globally impactful events that happen throughout human history.
Right.
So with the Berenstein Bears, and the theory of it is that the spelling of it, depending as to how they chose to respell their name, determines what timeline you actually are coming from. But being that we're coming into another major global event, means that a lot of the timelines are meshing back together.
Oh, that might actually explain. Have you ever watched the Star Trek episode where Worf kept on going to different alternate realities?
Yep.
All right. That is the only thing I could explain. While I was growing up, I swear this, my birthday is in February. How I always spelled February, and this is the way I was taught, was February. You know, I'm going to type it in the chat room real quick so people can see it. Nope, I had hide chat. No, I didn't want that. Okay. I was taught that way.
You're breaking up on me. Say it again.
I was taught that way to spell February. The way it
Really?
is on the calendar. I mean, this is my whole life until this happened, where I was like, wait, what the hell just happened? My whole life I was taught that way. And sorry if you say my stomach. Now it is February. There was only one R as I was growing up. All of a sudden there's an extra R in there. Honestly, I just said, well, I must have shifted to a possible alternate reality that is off.
Hey, I'm linking you a link. I cannot post it. I'm not a mod in that chat room, and I don't want to be a mod in that chat room. For the record, I request not to be. Just not being.
Okay.
I'm not, and this is for the viewership. I specifically did not want the added responsibility. That's Mike's room. We recommended a couple of good mods that are in there. They're doing a great job, but
He promoted
again,
me. I don't know why.
it's it's not due to a lack of appreciation. I just specifically said I don't want to be a mod in that room.
You don't want extra work.
Well, that's it. And if we can break down and ensure that there are good people in all the rooms, that to me is awesome, because we're all interconnected and we're all communicating. But I don't want.
That's fine.
One
I
more.
posted it for you.
Thank you. Okay, so what we're looking at is we're literally looking at the timeline schism, where when things start overlaying back. And I actually had I hooked up with we'll call her a friend from high school.
Mandela
She remembers coming to West Point to visit me. I don't remember that visit at all. And that's something that you would remember. Your old high school flame coming to visit you at West Point. We didn't get many visitors. We didn't get many opportunities to get off post or to do those things. So if she remembered, and she remembered it in detail, like Thayer Hall and various different locations that she would have had to have walked into, she remembered. I did not.
Right.
So the timeline schism indicates that we are coming into another nexus, meaning whether John, you're on this timeline and I'm on this timeline, and we're starting to merge in together because the next major global event that impacts us all is about to occur. I don't know. But it makes sense because there's way too much. Yes, actually, West Point did program me.
All military programs you. All military.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And to this day, I still put my fork and my knife at a 45-degree angle to my plate. Absolutely.
To indicate you are done.
No. That's just where we put our fork and our knife.
Oh,
never
okay.
mind. No, we do, and military gets programmed. I used to be a whole hell of a lot more fluent back in the day. What I got programmed with through the academy that has stayed to this day is duty, honor, country. A cadet will not lie, cheat, nor steal, nor tolerate those who do. That's the programming that I've taken out of it, and I'm not insulted by what I learned there at all by any stretch, and I love the individuals that I went to the academy with. I love what they're doing now. There's no negativity towards that at all. Yes, it changed, or yes, I changed. Yes, the world has changed. Would I do it again? Absolutely fucking not. Am I thankful for why I did it? Absolutely. It, like my father, made me a better person than what I was before I did it. And you know what? That, at the end of the day, is we take our lessons, we take our experiences, and we either grow from it or we get sat on the corner.
Yeah, and honestly, military service, honestly, the boot camp will show you who you are in the end. They break you down, but before they fully break you down and reprogram you to be who you are, it shows you who you are. How much of a...
I don't like that. Wait a minute. I don't like that. I really don't. And I'd like to redress the way that it's said. Boot camp doesn't reprogram you. Boot camp builds you back up.
It breaks you and builds you back up.
It breaks you down. It breaks you down to the base of what you are as an individual. And then it builds your internal fortitude.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't program you per se. That has gotten a negative connotation that I don't like, because there are a lot, especially after My Lai and Vietnam, there's a lot of individuals that are sitting there going, our military is going to shoot on us without question. No, and I'm going to say this for the record, no. After My Lai, after Vietnam, the 80s and the 90s were spent by DOD to ensure that we had ethical, compliant officers. I spent more time in ethics class and law class as a projected officer than I did anywhere else. And the whole concept of it was, if you question an order, if you have a single ounce of issue with its legal validity, do not do it. Period.
I can see that. What about, it's not programming you, it is giving you a set of skills that you don't even have to think about anymore. I mean, if somebody gave you a military gun,
that's just good training.
Strip it down, huh?
That's just good training.
Right. If they told you to strip down that gun, you'd be able to right off the bat, wouldn't you?
Oh, how fast can you strip down a 50?
I don't know. Haven't done it in so long, but I could do it.
But you can do it. And you know, and that's the kicker. But that's not programming. That's not programming. That's repetitive actions that you learn. It's a skill set. And
you don't even think about it. It's like martial arts. You're basically putting memory action into your muscles. Yes. So if somebody throws a punch at you, you don't even think about it. You block. My wife has got a few bruises on her leg when she decided to kick me. I didn't even think about it. I just blocked. And she bruises so easy. You could look at her and she'll bruise. So when I blocked, all of a sudden she's got like a about that big of a bruise on her shin because she was just playfully kicking, and I just automatically blocked with the hard part of my arm here to block it, just because I didn't even think about it. It was just like a wham, done. And then she's limping for a little bit. It just, yeah.
But But it does boil down that that's the differentiation between being programmed for something and learning a skill set that is automatic. I know it's splitting hairs, I know it's semantics, but to me, being programmed to do something has a very negative connotation that you're going to do it regardless of whether or not you have free will. And that to me, that's not what I want us to believe about our soldiers, sailors, and Marines. That because
But
they're
if
not.
you have sleeper cells, which
Well,
our
that's
government
that's
has
entirely
programmed them.
different.
Right.
That is entirely different. We're talking about two distinct groups. People are going and saying, "Oh, well, our armed forces are going to shoot at American citizens without thinking." No, they won't.
No, they won't. I mean, my brother-in-law is in the Army right now, and if that ever happened to where he was ordered to shoot American citizens because they were, oh, I don't know, at a refuge and peacefully assembling and protesting, he'd be like, I ain't gonna, hell with you, I ain't gonna shoot them.
But
I mean, they're not shooting at me, hell with that.
well, no, but there are, and I'll back this up and say, there are incidents where, in specific situations in which soldiers they have to take the mission first. Okay, you know this as well as I do. You've got somewhere like Cheyenne Mountain. You have somewhere that is a mission essential location. You can't have it overrun, whether it be from enemy forces or whether it be from American forces. It doesn't matter. That is your mission essential goal because it promotes society.
Right. And Cheyenne Mountain with the Stargate and everything, yes.
Right. But when we're not, we'll get down that
Sorry.
rabbit hole. We'll get down that rabbit hole later. But just having regular duty American forces doing checkpoints, they're not gonna shoot on American citizens. They're not gonna do it. I'm sorry to break all the conspiracy theories on this, but they're not gonna do it. Most of my classmates are lieutenant colonels right now that are still in. These are the guys that are the highest level of direct command. I've talked with a ton of them. These are the guys that are in charge of squadrons and battalions and brigades. They're not going to give unethical orders. It's not going to happen. And you want to take this, clip my soundbite, and spread it out there and say, if Scott Schaller puts his word on this, I absolutely guarantee you that my classmates would not give an order to fire on American citizens without just cause. It's not going to happen.
I will not take your soundbite. They're going to have to watch the whole damn show to get to that point.
Right.
Because there is some information in this show that, not just that soundbite, but a lot of other information in there. Kind of like if you're a Doctor Who fan, your whole different alternate lines. Doctor Who even states there are some points in history that he cannot alter because they are so vital to the
Fixed.
timeline.
No, they're
They're fixed.
fixed. His
And-
words, they're
Yeah,
fixed
they're
in the timeline, and that's it.
Yeah, and honestly, if this whole alternate universe, they're all coming to a fixed part of the timeline, that could explain a lot, or it could explain nothing. But it's the aspect of it brings in a lot of possibilities because I swear, I even told my wife, I swore up and down, I have always spelled February with one R. It was never February. And yet,
Well,
you probably remember with two R's.
well, that's not necessarily my fault. I didn't have anything to do with your timeline, but it
I know.
does, and it's interesting to have those conversations with individuals that I've known for years, because what the concept of it is that the individual that you were, these timelines are starting to compress upon each other. Do you have you had any conversations with anyone that didn't feel right? Like, for example, talking to your mother or father or sibling or child, and they're expressing concepts, events that you're sitting there going, what? But you weren't confident enough in the event to say verbally, that's not what happened.
I don't really talk with, honestly, I get more conversations through my Xbox and here than I do with people out there normally. I'm starting to get more out there. I need to find out why Chris Bryles seems to be a tad bit standoffish to me, but it could be alternate timeline thing. Him and I used to actually be just fine. So
I'd be surprised if you were to reach out to some of your older friends and see if their memories are the same as what yours are. And I'd express that to anybody watching. You'd be surprised as to the disconnect between what you remember and what somebody that you've known for 20 years remembers. And that's not a failure in memory. It's literally something else. And I don't know what it is. I've got theories, but I will tell you that, yes, Cubby, butterfly effect, absolutely.
oh, it is Cubby. It's not Chubby. Okay.
But there is something, and what's forcing these timelines back together? That's what we should be concerned about. Not the discrepancy in our memories, but what's coming from the future. Because the timelines are compressing for a reason.
Now, I know this sounds like major conspiracy thing, but your prenatal gland or your whatever that is, your third eye, pineal gland, you don't have to get the right type of minerals and everything in your system all the time. You can actually exercise that pineal gland by meditating, by thinking outside the box, by trying to open up your perceptions even further. I had a friend years ago in Wisconsin, and she is a devout Catholic. Now, this is Bible-wise, guys. This is actually going to be in the Bible, so I'm kind of preaching to the major religious people. If you ever see somebody that does telekinetic ability or somebody who claims to see the other side, see spirits and stuff, doesn't mean they're a witch. Doesn't mean they're in with the devil. Because in the Bible it does state that each person shall be given gifts, or people will be given gifts and powers, like with the Catholic priest being able to absolve you of your sins. and it was given to him. I know there's other parts of the Bible that's about sorcerers and stuff, and the King James version is altered because he was crazy. Um, the thing is, the original manuscript never said "do not suffer a witch to live." It said "do not suffer a poisoner to live." By all my research I've done. So, I mean, if you look at it, any of these gifts that we're starting to open up our third eye and be able to see beyond what most people see, do not consider it evil or you're bewitched or the Satan's or whoever you consider the evil side is messing with you or that you are cursed. Look at it as a possible gift to be able to do something. It's like electricity. Electricity, right now, we're talking using electricity. But someplace in the United States, there's somebody flipping that same type of electricity on a flipboard and electrocuting somebody. Same type of electricity. It's how you use it, not what it is. Does that make any sense?
Well, it makes a ton of sense in regards that we look at what our understanding is of words now. Why? Well, and you and I actually talked about this on a show a few weeks ago. The reason why they have gotten rid of cursive writing and reading.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
So that they wouldn't be able to understand the original documents were shit.
Right. So our understanding of the Bible is literally based on our understanding of language as we see it now.
Yep.
Same exact concept. So the words that you understand and I understand are not necessarily the words that were utilized when the Bible was written. In addition, in Chinese, I took Chinese for 2 years when I was in college. The word mom, ma, has 9 different meanings in Chinese. The same word
Yep.
has 9 different meanings, and not all are mother. So when you're translating text, how many words for mother can you think of in the English language?
Mom, mommy, ma, mother,
Mom.
mum. That's about it.
So the concept
Female
of it is,
parental figure.
Mama.
so the concept of it is when you're translating a word that has a meaning to it, like mother. When I call my mom tomorrow on her birthday, I will use mom. That has MOM, has the intent of love, respect, adoration. It has a set of thought that we assign to those words, to that word, to those letters. Mother is more of a proper term. You see where I'm going?
Almost like I am signifying you are the one that gave me birth, and
Right.
that is formally all I'm willing to give you, kind of a thing.
So if we were to take the word mother, translated into a foreign dialect, it would lose the intent and the purpose that we have assigned to the word, and it would take on a new intent and purpose to whoever translated it from English to whatever language. You see where I'm going?
Yep, and you don't even need to do other languages. I mean, go back to 1960s, 1950s. You said somebody was gay. That meant they
They
were
were happy.
exactly. They were happy. Now you call somebody gay, you're calling them a homosexual. There's also the word of fag. That was a burning ember from the over there in England, and they still
Not
use
a
it.
not a burning ember. It was a stick, a set of sticks for kindling
Right, but you
to
call them
light
fag here, and it
to
means
light a fire.
homosexual. I mean,
So you're seeing tit for tat inside the English dialect, where
that's
things
just
are
English.
reworked. So when you go to the Bible and you pull it out and you start quoting psalm and verse and chapter and verse,
You could
and
almost
these
make it sound
individuals,
like anything you wanted.
you literally can. You can actually support anything with the Bible as it stands now. That being said, it's not that I'm anti-Christian or actually exactly the opposite. But I believe that the Bible should be taken in the perspective that it is. The Bible is a translation from old scripts and manuscripts. It should literally be taken as that, meaning some individual translated it from English, I'm sorry, from Hebrew to whatever language, to English, to this. And a lot of different people have had their hands in these translations. Doesn't mean that the word is wrong, but it might have lost a bit of the intent that it had before.
Which is why whenever I talk about the Bible, I say look at it as a general guideline and not a rule book. Because you take it
And,
in a whole context and
and
what it's trying to say in general, you'll get mostly what it meant. But if you go there nitpicking every little verse and saying this is what it means, this is what it means, you're losing the whole meaning behind the whole thing.
but even Christians aren't even Christians that are actually nitpicking it are not adhering to 100% of it. It's kind of like, okay, so a cadet will not lie, cheat, nor steal, nor tolerate those who do. Okay, that is the honor code of West Point. Hasn't changed in a very long time. So if I go and I hold you, John, adherent to that, I will not let you lie, cheat, nor steal. But I do. Am I adhering to the code, or am I adhering to just a part of the code?
Part of it, because it said are you a cadet anymore? That's another thing right there, nitpicking on that. If you're not a cadet anymore, how can you be beholden to that code?
Right. But if I'm holding you to it, but I'm not holding myself to it,
It's
then
hypocritical.
I'm hypocritical. Absolutely. So if I go through and I hold you to, say you were gay,
I am
and
happy.
we know what the Bible says about being homosexual and laying with men. Okay, that's fine. You're welcome to do it. Welcome to utilize that chapter and verse to condemn somebody. But at the same time, you're also a banker and a money changer.
Which you should be whipped. Sorry.
You see, no, actually, that was perfect. So you see where I'm going.
Oh yeah.
Is that individuals, they like to cherry pick chapter and verse from the Bible and utilize that to attack others. But the one thing that Jesus said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And it is up for God to judge, not for you. I don't judge
And yet
anybody.
there's judging all over the place. And honestly, even us, whenever we talk about how backstabbing and how stupid and just hell, even people who are like nice teeth, it goes with your face. To me, in a way, that's judging right there. So does that mean they're not following their own doctrines in their religion?
That's
Honestly,
exactly
it
what it
could,
means.
because they're judging. But you look at somebody, just it's a normal psychological thing. You look at somebody, and you first judge them right off the bat. I mean, as soon as Scott got back with his new haircut, I looked at him like, holy shit, punk rocker. All right. That was a judgment call right there. But you know what?
There you go. Just for the record, had to
Oh, now
give
you
you
look
guys.
like somebody from the Rascals. Forget what his name.
Oh my God, and I just God, that was actually one of my favorite videos. Favorite movies was The Lost Boys.
Alfie. Nope, I don't think Alfie. I don't know. It could have been.
No, it wasn't Spanky.
No, not Spanky. But yeah, it's the thing is right there. That was a judgment. You look like that's a judgment. Or somebody looks, oh, he's kind of fat. And I'll admit, I got heavy on me. But you know what? That's a judgment whenever you look and say, yeah, he's kind of fat. You know, there's no way you can't judge somebody. But you can judge them without trying to change them. Without making it to where you're like, you have to do this because this is what this says. You know, hell with it. No. We are trying to let you know the truth, and somebody attacks us. Most of the time, we're like, don't care. We're just going to keep telling the truth. Sometimes people get upset, like I did with my rant. With Mike, he did his rant. And Eric is kind of really big on Da Fool. But still, most of the time, we're just like, we're here to tell you the truth, and we're telling you what we found.
Well,
And
wait a minute.
personal
We're
opinion.
here to tell the truth as we understand it.
Right.
We do make mistakes.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could be that BLM is part of the federal government instead of Crown Corporation. But then again,
Uh,
it could be actually part of Crown Corporation.
well, but that's the point. Is that we literally do the best that we can. There's way too much information out there for us to ingest and regurgitate effectively. That there's not enough of us, and unfortunately, this isn't a newsroom. None of us work in a newsroom. We do literally the best that we can to bring in the information that we can and get it back out. And I think that's what everybody needs to understand is that we're a volunteer force. We're trying, and that at the end of the day, I go to bed very late at night, but I go to bed and I'm comfortable with the understanding that I've done the best that I can today. Tomorrow is different. Yesterday was different. All we can literally do is say, this is what I've got to work with today.
Do what you can with what you have, and be happy.
and have no hatred for anyone.
Well, I'm screwed on that one. That's one of the things about me, guys, and I will let you know. I have the old the Avengers thing where Bruce Banner says, "You want to know my secret? I am
I'm
always
always angry.
That
Yeah.
is me, honestly. That is why I can be so passionate when I talk, because I let a little bit of that out. But I have anger in me like crazy. I have not known peace for so damn long. I always have anger in me, but I am good enough to be able to control it. There's
Right.
people out there that have claimed they're bipolar, and there's a lot of them out there that complain they're bipolar, and they're just people who never learn to control their emotions. It's not a mental. Well, you know what? Give me his address and I'll find him, Jim Cox. Anyways, sorry. Man, he gets lost all the time. Everybody's like, "Have you found Jesus?" I can't find him anywhere, honestly. Um, sorry, little joke I've heard. But the thing is, everybody is going to be angry, and the bipolar people, a lot of them have never learned to control that anger because everybody is angry, whether they admit it or not.
I'm not.
They just
I'm not angry.
no.
I,
Well,
I really, I'm not. I'm so, and I hear where you're going with it, but I will say that I used to be, but at this point in the game, I'm so more concerned about the people that I can help that anger is just a wasted emotion. And that's where we as a society need to get to. We need to grow up. We need to relax, help each other. If somebody is not willing to accept the help, fuck them. Sorry, that's it. If they're not adding to the conversation, if they're not assisting with the resolution of the problem, fuck them.
well, for me, I how do I explain this? Even with
No,
the anger, the close to bloodlust type of anger that rages inside me, I also have peace because I accepted all of myself. I am at peace with that. But I'm also laid back like crazy most of the time. Even ask my wife. I'm usually a very laid back person
I know. I get pissed off.
until I get pissed off, until I release that anger. The thing is, you're not. It's not like I've got to go kill something or I got to punch something. It's not that type of anger. It's the awareness that the anger is always going to be there, but you don't have to focus on it. I mean,
right.
I don't. I'm trying to explain it in a way. I'm not a hothead that's just going to blow up at any time.
Oh, I didn't suggest you were. That wasn't my intent.
Now, my
It,
brother, when he was younger, he was a definite hothead.
well, and you get somebody like my sister. My sister will go off on either me or random individuals for no reason. And well, she's got her reason, but they're not solidified into a logical point of why they're justified. You've seen me in the chat room. I'm pretty well able to jump in there and duke it out with the trolls. That's having a solidified, justifiable defense. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those individuals that you run across spontaneously, that you try to talk to, and they're like, "Oh, you're just a damn conspiracy nut." My father, for example, those individuals, if they don't want to, or if they're not open to listening,
Move
you can
on.
only preach so long before you have to say, "You know what? I'm sorry. I can't help you."
Yep. And I've dealt with that myself. I mean, I was at Safeway with my wife, and a guy came up and shook my hand and was starting to talk to me, and I was talking about, the Hammonds. They're not criminals. They didn't do. And he's like, you know what? I was at the. I mean, he flat out interrupted me on it like crazy, saying I was at the Hammond's breakfast table on a regular basis, and they did do the poaching. And I'm like, okay, well, they might have, but the thing is, I'm talking about Ammon Bundy. They came here before they went to the refuge, by what I understand, and they were trying to
So
go
is
through the legal processes
wait,
that he kept
wait a
interrupting.
minute. Wait a minute. So, what is the current jail time maximum for poaching?
Um, I don't know. I think it might be like 6 months.
Okay, so did they serve that?
Honestly,
No,
uh,
they did. They served it.
they've served it and then some. But once you got them into the arson terrorist thing, then all of a sudden they're in there. Bam! They're going to be gone for years because
So, so did so anyone that pulls out the poaching topic that has already been dealt with. They've
yep,
already served their time. They've already done their bit. And okay, that's great. You believe they poached, you don't believe they poached. I don't really fucking care. I'm sorry. I don't fucking care. They've already served the time that poaching would have mandated.
yep,
You see where I'm
exactly,
going?
exactly. And then there's also
So
the other
no,
aspect. Oh, go ahead.
so anyone can jump on there and say, "Oh, well, they poached on their own fucking land, or they poached on BLM." Okay, fuck you. They're now to the point where they're serving a maximum sentence of 5 years for terroristic arson. They will never be able to own a firearm again. They will most Mr. Hammond will most likely die in jail.
Most likely.
And you're wanting to say that they killed a deer out of season?
And I'll flat out say the ranchers out here, and I'm not going to say who or not. Quite a few of them have poached.
Wait a
Quite
minute.
a few of them.
Well, let's wait a minute. Let's boil this down to logic. They're ranchers. They run beef. They don't need venison.
Nope.
So why the fuck would they poach out of season on BLM land when they're not hungry? I grew up on a ranch, a 300-acre ranch in Oklahoma. We had 500 pounds of beef in the freezer
Yes.
at all times.
Same with me.
There's no need for it. They knew the rules. They knew the laws. They did not do it. Period. You have to have a motive to commit a crime. Meaning, John, I am not showing up to steal your shit without a reason.
No problem. Go ahead.
I'm not going to do it. If I do it, you can turn it around and say, why did Scott show up to your house to steal your shit? Why? If you can't say why I did it, there is no intent to cause the harm. Right?
Right. And that is part of the arson thing that Sheriff Mack put. Said in arson you have to show intent to cause harm.
Exactly. So if I have no intent, I've got a couple of individuals who live in the house next to me. I have absolutely nothing that they need. I have never looked at anything they have and said, I want that. I don't need it. Don't care. Have no desire.
Except your toolbox. Somebody actually wanted that.
Leave me alone. Don't take my shit. Period. So when
Yeah.
you're looking at the Hammond case and you're looking at that and you're pulling out something stupid like they poached, ask yourself why? Why would they poach? And then leave the deer to be burned by the fire.
Right.
Okay, so John, you and I we're good hunters, right?
Actually, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so if you are not, you and I, let's just hypothetically plan it out. So we go out and we're gonna hunt. All right, you and I, we're out there. You got your 30-06, I got my 30-30, and we're out there and we're scoping out this beautiful 10-point buck. We bring him down.
10 point. Damn.
Yeah. Hey, well, we don't. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, right?
Go big or go home.
Exactly. So we've got this beautiful 10-point out there, and we drop it. Now, would we then leave the carcass there, undressed?
Hell no. That's a 10-point buck. Even if it was a doe, you would still
Okay.
go in there, get that meat,
Right.
get the hide if you needed the hide.
Right.
You
So
definitely
so
make
we're
sure
not
you
gonna
had
we're
that
not
wrap.
gonna leave the carcass there. Then, in addition, are we going to write a letter to the BLM to say somebody's poaching on our land?
No. We wouldn't.
We wouldn't draw attention to it because that's something that we're doing, right?
Right. And they did send, you go look at the Peace Until Show thing in the documents, they did send a letter in talking about possible poaching on their land. They did write a letter about that. I mean, honestly, you people, a lot of people look at this and think that the ranchers out here, we're just simple country bumpkins. You know
Well,
what?
now,
They're
well,
damn
now
straight.
let's actually take Jim's comment and go with as I understand the whole concept. So the poaching thing is a moot point. It makes no bloody freaking sense. Now, what I also know is that my dad and I, we have set backfires a lot. The bluegrass in Oklahoma lights up like a freaking son of a bitch, and
Oh yeah.
we can get wildfires out in Oklahoma. Actually, I think there's two running right now. Let me check. Yeah, there's two wildfires running just around each other. One's in Kansas, east of Wichita. One's just east of Tulsa. The bluegrass in Oklahoma can light up like nobody's business. And what we would do is we would go out, mom, dad, sister, myself, and we would light these backfires. And what it is it's to deprive the area of combustible fuel. And so what we do is we'd light a stretch off to keep it from jumping from one area to another and to basically smother and stop the fire. Now, as I understand it, what they did was they lit this backfire and then it got out of control, which happens. A fire is a bloody fucking fire. It's not controllable. You do the best that you can. And as I understand it as well, the BLM let that fire go. And they said, we're not fighting it. Okay, so they did the best they could with what resources they had to save their property, to save their homestead. So what they're accusing the Hammonds of doing is, John, your house apartment is on fire. You ran outside. You're standing there with your dick in your hands and just standing there. I run into your apartment / house. I start trying to put the fire out. And now after it's all said and done, a few years later, you now sue me for the damage done to your house.
You hearing that, honey?
Yeah, I heard it. I'm just grabbing something to lunch on real quick. No,
That's what they're actually doing, is they're saying, hey, we washed our hands of the event, and because you guys jumped in there and tried to save your own ass to ensure that your house didn't burn down, we're going to sue you and charge you with the damages done to ours that we had already given up for naught.
Yeah, and also, I mean, in a way, they're saying, hey, you stopped a potential way for us to be able to grab your land, so we're going to sue you and grab your land anyways.
Oh, yeah. We're not even getting into the line.
As Sheriff Max said, and I've heard it, I even heard it at the talk, and I heard it in a lot of his videos. He wants the sheriffs to start, the constitutional sheriffs to start arresting and charging anybody who sets fire and it gets out of hand for arson, because that's evidently what we're dealing with now. So that means the BLM, which a lot of states, he even talked about how his BLM was doing a control burn. It got out of hand and pretty much burned most of the side of a mountain. Honestly, that should be arson, because they're making a precedence with the Hammonds on that. So anybody, including BLM and Forest Service.
And I think that's the point that we need to acknowledge and take to heart, is that what these individuals did, there was no intent to harm anyone. It was a victimless crime. It was a violation of regulations. It was not a violation of the law. And that's where we fail to understand that at the end of the day, violating a regulation is finable. Okay, fine, fine me. Make me pay whatever it is that I need to pay. But it's not a crime. A crime is something that is a law established by a legislature in adherence with the Constitution. That's what we fail to acknowledge, and that's what we fail to adhere to. The Constitution is the supreme law in the land. We establish lawful orders under the Constitution. Anything that is not given specific mandate to the federal government by the Constitution is in the venue of the states. If the states have not given it venue, then it is in the power and the purview of the people. Period. And I don't understand why that is so hard to understand.
Honestly, the reason it's hard to understand is because, and this is the whole federal government getting extra things in. They put so much wordy stuff out that you start talking Constitution and laws, part of their brain shuts down automatically going, I'm not going to understand this, even if it's really simple speak. But it's because of all the wording and how wordy, how much language is used to say something simple. It's like what I pick on my wife for. I ask her, I'm looking for a simple good or not that great. When I ask, how was your day or how'd you sleep? And then I get a paragraph and a half of wording about how, well, at this time and then at that time. I mean, basically, she wordings like crazy whenever I'm just looking for good. Nah, I didn't sleep that great. Then I can go, oh, okay. What was wrong? No, I get a mini booklet for it. And that's what the lawyers were doing, is they're throwing mini booklets in there saying, oh, we're making a law for this, and then we're just going to say all these other words where, in all honesty, we're going to get you to pretty much shut down, not pay attention to the law except what we tell you what the law's about.
You know, and that's actually something that has annoyed me greatly over the last couple of weeks since Pete was arrested. Was simply, oh, and by the way, she wanted to come over and say hi to the camera, but that's what really, because I've reached out to a number of friends that are attorneys, and the responses that I'm getting from them show me a lot of the intent of what lawyers are all about. These individuals that preach freedom and liberties, and yet when I bring them the Pete Santilli case and ask for guidance, what I'm given is stay away, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting a lot of crap that isn't helpful. And the way that I read what they write is literally that don't rock the boat, I can't get involved in this, this is damaging to my bread and butter. And I'm very much concerned with the fact that anybody that stands in representation of Emmond or Pete or any of them, Blaine Cooper, you name it. And by the way, Blaine Cooper is not a fucking Fed. Get over it. But any attorney that we have standing in support of them, I truly question, for the simple fact that I don't know whose side their butter is really being breaded on. There's which side their bread is being buttered on. Yeah, right. Sorry.
Which side their butter is being breaded on, yes.
You know what I mean.
Right before it goes to the deep fryer.
But it really does, it boils down to, we don't know these guys. We have not been able to get a good constitutional attorney out there. And I'm very much concerned with where our first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, on and on and on. Where that is going. Because if you and I can't have a conversation without being arrested, we have got a real serious issue. This society is broke. By the way, you want a dog?
Nope, I'm a cat person. But no, yeah. Yeah, the cat would kill us too. We are living under her sufferance. Dogs have masters. cats have slaves or servants.
Well, and we babysat two different ones.
Uh, Basically, yeah. And they are afraid of losing their jobs or being basically ostracized. I think that is
Ostracized.
ostracized. That's why they're not going to talk to you much, Scott. Your lawyer friends.
Well, but that's what I'm concerned about is the fact these are friends, quote unquote. These are friends that should be able to give me some guidance and advice off the record, off the cuff, without being concerned with being legally attached to it. These are individuals that I would have trusted to say, hey, if the roles were reversed and they were asking me about something to do with their car, I give as best advice as I can without the fear of saying, okay, this is going to come back to bite me on the ass. What I'm getting from them is literally exactly that. They're afraid of this coming back to bite them on the ass. For whatever reason it is, they're fearful, and that's got to stop. I don't know why, but it's there.
Well, that's because the lawyer, your friends, quote unquote, how you put it, they're seeing what's happening. And, you know, here's the biggest thing. It keeps on going in my mind. And yes, they are getting tried in Portland, guys. The biggest thing in my mind is when the people fear the government, it is tyranny. When the government fears the people, it is freedom.
Right. We need to be wrapping this up because I've
Yeah,
got errands to do.
yeah. Hey, I was actually about ready to wrap up whenever you jumped in. I'm like, okay, now this is going longer. But okay,
No,
everybody.
I hear you, and we can get on this and babble on forever. But yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
need to pull it
Well,
back.
there you guys go. This is our February 14th, Valentine's, whatever you want to call it, special for you. You got some lovin's from some attention from Scott and I both to men who have great faces for radio.
Just special note to Grady. Go back and listen to it all. We appreciate it.
If you want to, if not, that's all right. I do quite a bit of talking and I ramble, but yeah. But in the end, guys, we're doing this to try to help you understand what's happening better. We're not here preaching at you. We're not here trying to change your mind. We're just trying to get the message out in any way we can so that those who are willing to listen, those that are willing to go down the rabbit hole with us towards the truth as we can find it, will actually be able to do so.
You know, and it's not for our best interest. I got into a fight with an individual a few months ago, and it was all about the petrodollar and the collapse of the American economy. And we can all see it on the horizon. I mean, my God. Go back, and if you question it, think about when was the last time gas was $1.49 a gallon. There is a place in Oklahoma City that is selling gas for 99 cents a gallon. Here's the thing, guys, gals. The reason why the dollar has always been secure is because it has been tied to petrol. It is called the petrodollar. OPEC has had an agreement with America for generations that basically states that you cannot trade oil in anything other than the dollar. Russia and China are both working on trading oil in rubles and yens. The concept of it is that the petrodollar is at an end. When the dollar loses its nominal value, when it loses its backing, we will be Mexico, and we will see the peso go from where it is to pennies in the course of 24 hours. And we're seeing that right now. And it will be literally, you'll wake up, you'll be able to go in and buy a breakfast burrito for $1. At lunch, the same burrito will be $2. At dinner, it will be $200. And that will happen.
And that'll be the time that you need to have your survival skills under your belt. You can get as many gadgets as you want. Try to carry them. Honestly, try to carry them out into the woods for 24 to 48 hours. All those gadgets are going to weigh you down and exhaust you faster. The skills are the one thing they can't take away from you.
That is true. You cannot spend enough time just learning. All right, I'm good. Are we wrapping
All right.
up?
That sounds good. Thank you for listening to this February 14th special. We go even into quantum theory and everything in this. Thank you very much for listening. And anybody who missed, Jay Grady, you can go back and listen into from the beginning. And we are